Big college football storyline in our spotlight in just a second. I will tell you that we do have Game 3 of the World Series tonight, tied 1-1. Rangers and Diamondbacks in Arizona, Game 3 on Fox tonight. If there is a Game 7, that'll be in prime time on Saturday night, and Fox will carry that on main Fox. If there's not a Game 7, then BYU West Virginia will bump from FS1 to main Fox on Saturday night. But if there is baseball, you'll see BYU and West Virginia. All that is taken into account there on our worksheet this week for Week 10. But a lot of great games happening this weekend, not only in the SEC, but around the country. And we'll talk about that in our storyline today, which is brought to you by our friends at Moore's Marinade. Tell us about Moore's before he hits the big button.
Hey, listen, Moore's, we used that wing sauce over the weekend, that honey barbecue wing sauce, when I was watching the games Saturday night for dinner. So good. A buddy of mine was over, and he was like, man, this stuff is incredible on wings. He even called me back Sunday. He was like, man, those wings were great. I'm going to go get some of that Moore's. I said, you need to, man. That wing sauce is amazing. It is great on anything as well. You can put it on chicken fingers, burgers, sandwiches, pizza, pasta, tacos, fries, and more. Don't forget the marinade as well. It's a lower sodium marinade, lower than the leading lower sodium marinade. You could use it on anything: burgers, chicken, steak, pork, even veggies. That is Moore's Marinades and Wing Sauces. You can get recipe ideas. You can get grilling inspiration. You can see more online, mooresmarinades.com. That is mooresmarinades.com.
The College Football Spotlight. College football's biggest storylines.
For me, I will go with the fact that the ACC is down to just Florida State with what has continued to happen there. And Florida State's remaining schedule: at Pitt, home to Miami, North Alabama, at Florida, ACC championship game, possibly against Louisville at this point.
Well, and that's why I would agree with you realistically they're down to Florida State, but I guess if Louisville won out, there's a scenario that with a Notre Dame win and a Florida State win would have them in this thing. So they're still alive. It's not realistic, but they are at least alive.
I just don't think out of conference Louisville would rise up to beat a one-loss Big Ten, one-loss Big 12, one-loss Pac-12 to have the ACC included. Somebody's getting left out. Remember, every year somebody gets left out. I don't think Louisville would rise up. It's down to Florida State, in my opinion.
They've at least got a Notre Dame win out of conference.
But I do think, there's still tricky games. Miami can't get out of their own way, but they still got the talent where they could beat Florida State, and the same with Florida.
I don't think either one of them can. It's easy path for Florida.
They do have the easiest
Clemson
path.
Did everything they could to not win that game. Clemson sucks.
Clemson.
Dabo is done.
What do you mean Dabo's done? He's going to get fired?
No, I'm just saying he's never going to be in the championship conversation again.
The ACC or the national championship?
National championship.
Will he make a 12-team college football playoff?
I don't know. I don't know if he makes a bowl this year.
Yeah, but what about moving forward? If he's done, does he make a 12-team playoff?
I really wish I knew how in he is with everything going on right now.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like it.
4-4 and still possibly some more losses coming. Yeah, down the road. Bad loss for them to NC State this past weekend. Storyline for you.
I touched on it, the precarious position of the Big 12 right now, when your champion could be one-loss Oklahoma and that one loss is Kansas. When you start, like you just talked about, comparing with other one-loss teams, and you got a loss to Kansas, that's tough there. And now Texas playing Kansas State this week. Precarious situation for the Big 12.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go, too. I think the Big 12's in trouble. I think after this weekend, every Big 12 team will have multiple losses. And I think there could be more coming for these teams.
Who's Oklahoma got this weekend? Oh, Bedlam. So you think they lose Bedlam, too, yeah.
That will be, outside of what we'll get in Tuscaloosa, that might be the best atmosphere this week.
And that's where Luganville is coming up this week. That's our storyline today. We'll talk to Joel Klatt. We're going to move him, get extended time in our next segment. Show being brought to you today by our friends at the University of Montevallo. If you're looking for a great place for your son or daughter to call home during their college experience, make it the University of Montevallo. Just go to montevallo.edu, and find out more about this great place that has 23 NCAA Division II fully funded scholarship sports and so much more, including a great campus life. Schedule an in-person tour right now and find out about their tuition as well. Great price point for what you get in an education. It's all at montevallo.edu, montevallo.edu.
Everything Alabama, all the time. Subscribe and set alerts at Roll Tide Pods on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Call the next round now at 205-734-0923. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Welcome in. It is the Halloween edition of the next round.
Got two ghosts.
Two
like
ghosts.
That is spot on.
All right, so here's what's going on. I'm Ryan Brown. Rockstar is here. Scott Forrester manning the video. Lunsford, Tyler Johns. We got the whole crew up here. Taylor Korn handling the social media. You'll see a lot from her today with our costumes. EG is here. She'll be in costume. Number 12 is here. He's dressed as number 12. We got a lot to get to on the show today. We have had a wardrobe malfunction already, so Lance is a little bit delayed. But without further delay, welcome in Jim Dunaway. Dunaway, that is a fantastic costume, one I have almost used before, actually.
He's in character, too.
He is
Look at
in
him go.
character.
You're in a studio, sir.
Yeah, Dunaway is in character.
Keep going. Keep going.
Keep doing it, Dunaway. What's my yardage? That is really good. Why did you say your costume was lame? Thank you. I'm going to take the driver. Dunaway dressed as a Masters caddy. Fantastic. If you put the bag like right there behind you, you'll see it the whole show, I think. It's really good, Jim. Really, really, really good. You want the driver back?
I've got another one if anyone needs it.
You've got another costume? Yeah. You came with two costumes today?
Always.
Jimmy costume. And Daniel's asking, where's my costume? You'll see. You'll see my costume. We got to stage this thing, man. We got to stagger it just a little bit.
Yeah, I will tell you that last year I was so uncomfortable as Ken.
Really? Yeah. You sitting in a box with a bunch of makeup on?
Box with makeup, a wig, skates, rollerblades.
An Auburn coach getting fired?
Yes, Greg. I do make sure they're clean before I hand them to Brown every time.
That's right.
So here we go. This is comfortable. I get to sit in this all day long.
Yeah.
And be very comfortable.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
So here we go.
That's
Thank
very
you.
well done, Dunaway. I almost did that. I can't remember if it was year one when I was Bobby Petrino or year two when I was Tom Cruise. Hey, so how about you got to love this. Little T sent out earlier today. 1 year ago, the Brian Harsin era ended.
I know.
And it's the video of us announcing the firing of Brian Harsin while I am dressed as Maverick. Dunaway is dressed as the Ken doll, and Lance is dressed as Evel Knievel. There is the shot from Scott. That's what it looked like when we announced that Brian Harsin had been fired. So Little T just sent that out from Next Round Live. Who do you think might have liked that just now on Twitter?
Brian Harsin.
Brian Harsin.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Brian Harsin with a sense of humor.
Yeah.
I love it.
I wonder which coach gets axed today. The best chance, I think, is in the NFL. I don't think it's a college coach that gets it today. Best chance it's Josh McDaniels.
You think Josh McDaniels
of the
maybe?
Las Vegas Raiders. That guy, as you've said many, many times, sucks as a head
He's
coach.
a terrible head coach. I think we've established that, Dunaway. Congrats, though. I don't want to take it away from Rockstar. Rockstar, I know you locked into every single play. Your Lions won last night. Congrats.
Didn't see, as I predicted, did not see a play.
Rockstar.
We got to bed about 10:45, though, after about, 3 hours of struggle.
Die-hard fan Rockstar is having to wrestle that kid. Can't watch a game, though.
Well, he gets fired up on game day, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, little Cord knew it was a Lions game day.
Oh, yeah, he's all about, he likes to watch it's a Coco Melon version of the game, though.
Yeah.
It's not annoying at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, God.
So here's how the unveil will go, okay?
Yep.
Well, Brown will unveil his to start the next segment. Maybe we'll get some of the back room if you're ready in the next segment. And then LT, we're told
9:30ish is when he said he would be ready. Now he was ready to go. He was going to be ready pre-show, but there was apparently a wardrobe malfunction that was rather significant that has forced him to.
So LT showing nipple again this year?
I really don't know because I don't know what the costume is. So when he called and said, "Hey, I've had a major wardrobe malfunction," I don't know. I didn't want to ask too many questions. And he's like, just trust me. I got to get this taken care of.
As Chad points out, is there a chance he was dressed as a Vizsla and it ripped and he's having to get a new costume today?
Entirely possible. Rockstar did it one year.
Yeah. No, it was good.
Was that last year?
Was that last year?
That was Lady Bird last year.
Yeah.
Lady
Humping
Bird last
Lance's
year.
leg.
Is this the first year that Lunsford has been here for Halloween? At some point, I'm going to call it Valentine's Day.
No. Lunsford was Macho Man Savage one year.
You're right. He was not.
Yeah.
That was Christmas.
He has never.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He has never been here because I think his beautiful wife's birthday falls so close to this holiday. They've always been out of town. He wasn't here yesterday, but he's back in time.
She hates Halloween.
Yeah.
Hates it.
Yeah.
They don't have any.
Guarantee she's sleeping in.
About like she hates Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you follow the Lunsfords on social media, she does 30 days, I think, of costumes leading up to this. So it'll be fun. But in Monday Night Football last night.
LT's neighbor said Dunaway is a Masters caddy. Gonna go driver here? Okay, do whatever you think.
I'd recommend the 7-iron. I think we'll go with the 6.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You hit that 6-iron right in the water. I mean, on the green.
Why don't you carry your own bag?
Okay, I just came over to be a caddy. I'll just shut up and know my part.
That's right. I mean, they just don't give these suits out to anybody. Whatever. We took notes for no reason. Whatever.
All right.
Okay, no problem. LT's unveiling whenever he gets here. Brown's in the next segment. Around 9:45, we'll do the rest of the show, including all the women out in the command center of social media, Little T, EG, and anyone else that has costumes on. So we'll get to all that. Crazy night with Dabo Swinney. That's in our next segment. We'll get to that. But let's do Monday Night Football first because there's a couple of things to get to there for Monday Night Football. Right after, we tell you about our friends at New York Butcher Shop, a place that you and I go to all the time.
All the time.
To get the great cuts of meats and wonderful sides that they have prepared. They've got great desserts as well, great wine selection. It's all right there at New York Butcher Shop. Best thing you get at New York Butcher Shop, you go with what?
You know what they have that my family really loves is the twice-baked pimento potatoes.
Oh, yes.
Pimento cheese potatoes. Have you had those?
I have, yes.
Yeah, you just pop them in the oven there. Great side with the steaks. New York Butcher Shop, Cahaba Heights, and just off 119 in Greystone.
Yeah, I love their
Date
wine.
night, steak night starts there every week.
Yeah, I love their wine selection at New York Butcher. That gets us to last night where the Lions beat the Raiders 26-14. In this game, it was the second consecutive game that former Alabama and Georgia Tech running back Jahmyr Gibbs became a focus. 189 yards from scrimmage last night. 2 games now. He's had 51 touches, 315 scrimmage yards, and 2 touchdowns. They got blasted for drafting him so high. In fact, a lot of the projections after draft day called that the worst first-round pick. But in the last 2 games, you're seeing that the Lions drafted him as a compliment to David Montgomery, who's out injured now, and Gibbs is sort of playing his role for the final 2 games.
Well, this is what you thought he could be, right? 26 carries, 152 yards and a touchdown, and 5 receptions, 37 yards. I mean, the perfect NFL back right now, a guy that you can hand the ball to, and he is very effective running the football, but he's an excellent receiver out of the backfield, just giving you another threat in that offense. That's exactly what you had hoped he would be. And he has become everything that they wanted when they drafted him.
And they're now 6-2 with the 49ers falling off the way they're falling off. They've lost 3 straight now. I believe they're 5-3. The Eagles have shown at times that they are human. This Lions team, you have to say, is a NFC champion, Super Bowl contender. They were chanting Super Bowl last night, and they weren't joking. They were serious. The Lion fans were serious. It was a great atmosphere, but you got to think that they're not the favorites. You're still going to go probably the Eagles. But
well, the Eagles are 7-1. I mean, their one loss was to the Jets. Really good defense, obviously. Beat them in the Meadowlands there. Beat them at MetLife. But, I mean, I've got no problem if you want to tell me the Lions are the second best team in the NFC, no problem. Now, there's Seattle also at 5-2, leading that division. Now that the 49ers have lost 3 straight, they've been a surprisingly good team, I guess surprisingly good. But if you want to try to convince me Lions are the second best team in the NFC, I'll listen to you.
Yeah, and the Cowboys are a factor.
They are.
Kirk Cousins' injury impacts Minnesota.
Yeah, they're done.
Chicago and Green Bay aren't what they were.
They're not very good. Then you got the NFC South, which is a bunch of yuck.
Yeah. Landmine Believer says, imagine a Lions-Jags or Lions-Bengals Super Bowl. Gross.
Could happen. Those two, the Jags are really, really good. They lead that division. The Bengals have found their footing now, and that's going to be a competitive division all the way down the stretch.
It's not name brands, but I want to know why you think that would be a bad Super Bowl, because the Lions are a fun team to watch. They're a fun team to watch.
Oh, I agree completely. And a very entertaining coach. I think it's a fun style to watch. I would not mind that Super Bowl at all.
Yeah.
It's a very non-traditional Super Bowl. It's not exactly, Cowboys-Patriots, but it would be a fun Super Bowl, I think. I kind of like the fresh blood in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I do too. The Lions would be a fun team to have in the Super Bowl. We'll see how it all plays out. But they get the win last night. And as we do in the modern-day media, it's as much sometimes – Michael still won't let it go. If Gibbs had only made that catch against Tennessee last year.
Well, it's a different game.
Two great NFL games, and he's going to be haunted in this part of the country by a catch he didn't make in Knoxville.
Different game if he makes that catch. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Still
different outcome.
Problem. But as we always do in the media, it seems to go to the negative more than to the positive.
Correct.
And that's where you are with Las Vegas. Davante Adams, who is an elite wide receiver, had 7 targets last night, 1 catch, 11 yards. 1 catch, 11 yards. And Jimmy G had 6 sacks, and he was 10 of 21 for 126 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs had more yardage from scrimmage by himself than the Raiders did as a team last night. What do you think of the Raiders coach?
He's not a very good football coach. I think we've established that. Don't you think? Let me pull up his records. Don't you think we've got enough hard data to know that Josh McDaniels cannot be an NFL head football coach? Are you ready to say yes? This guy. I'm just going to give you his. I'll just give you his records. You tell me.
I've been hesitant. You were very hard on him, and I just thought Denver was a bad situation.
8-8, 3-9 fired there.
Yeah,
those are his 2 years. 11-17 overall fired. So he takes Las Vegas with Derek Carr at quarterback,
and didn't like him and ran him out of town.
Yeah, 6-11, and now got Jimmy Garoppolo, who they went out and got. I don't know that he likes him or settled for him or what. 3-4. So in Las Vegas, he's 9-15. At Denver, he was 11-17. He's overall 20-32 as a head coach. He's coached 52 games and won 20 of them. I think we've established he's not a very good head coach.
7 targets to Davante Adams. I fire him today. I don't move forward past today. I continue the traditions on this show of firing a coach while we're in costumes. I don't let him survive until 5 o'clock Las Vegas time. He's eating at a buffet tonight.
I mean, look, he didn't like Derek Carr, ran him out. Now, Derek Carr is not exactly slaying it in New Orleans, right? But he's better, I think, than Garoppolo. And it was at least getting Davante Adams the ball. You go out and pay all that money to get Davante Adams, and what are you doing with a guy? You're not even throwing him the football last night. So I'm with you. I think we've established this guy cannot coach in the NFL. He's not a head football coach. At times has been a really good coordinator, but to Lunsford's point in the chat room, was that a product of Brady or Josh McDaniels? I mean, and I think we could start asking the question, not as much about Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien at least had some success with the Texans.
Yeah.
But he's been bad in his second go-around with the Patriots, and people at Alabama did not like him, the fans.
And keep in mind, Belichick had built up that team to be – like, I think they would have been a Super Bowl team or a deep playoff run with Drew Bledsoe at the quarterback before Brady took over.
Yeah,
now,
I would disagree.
Would he be considered the greatest coach of all time without Tom Brady? Probably not. But where would some of the great coaches of all time be without their great players?
Yeah.
So it's either one or the other. But Josh McDaniels, I think, was a product of being in the Belichick-Brady shadow, and he's had 2 whacks at it now. Get him out of here.
Well, so, I mean, he was the Patriots offensive coordinator, 06 to 08, the heyday of Tom Brady in New England. So that's when Denver's like, hey, let's get this guy to coach.
Why would you not?
Why would you not want him? And he failed there. And after one stint with the Rams, he goes right back 12 to 19 as the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach. And everybody just forgot about his previous head coaching staff. And they're like, God, look at him with Brady, man. They're great again. So the Raiders take a shot at him. And, again, it's been a failure. I mean, the guy has been a really good offensive coordinator, probably because he coached Tom Brady. And that's about it for him.
Yeah. Daniel says Carr would have hit those 60 and 98-yard touchdowns that Devontae was wide open last evening. He was open a couple of times. Jimmy G missed him, but only 7 targets. He's the best player on their offense. You got to work to get him the ball.
Job opening. Do you know where he started his career as a coach?
Josh McDaniels?
There's a current job opening.
He wasn't the OC at Iowa,
He was not. No, he looks like it. Michigan State.
He
was a graduate assistant under a little coach you like to call Nick Saban.
How about that?
Yeah, 1999, a GA at Michigan State.
That Belichick-Saban family, they took care of each other.
Very incestuous, isn't it?
Yeah, they take care of each other.
You can find a lot of connections in that family.
Absolutely. All right, so that's the NFL last night. Thursday night football rolls back starting Thursday and get to another weekend coming up. But college football always takes precedent here on the show. We'll get to some college football headlines and a lot of other stuff going on in college football after I tell you about our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City. You know, when I'm looking down the fairway of life, there are times I want to dial up the perfect iron, and that's to get you onto the green that is your roof. And that's Greg from Pell City. He'll get on that roof right now and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, or call this number, 205-542-3531, 542-3531. That's for Storm Restoration Roofing, a free, no-cost, no-obligation roof inspection. Find out if there's this summer has caused any damage with the wind to your roof that could loosen a shingle, bend a shingle, and cause some water entry points that would do massive amount of damage. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. The best part is great relationship with the insurance companies that help you in the long run when it comes to replacing your roof after years of wear and tear, or repairing your roof after storm damage. A relationship with the insurance company really can help you, and that's what Greg from Pell City has. Call him up, 205-542-3531. Or look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing. Tonight is the college football playoff ranking unveiled, the first one. Later on in the show, we built our graphic. We will show you how we think it'll play out. One thing to keep in mind for Alabama, as we look at the rankings tonight, is as long as Texas only has one loss, it would be fair to say there is a ceiling to how high Alabama could be in the rankings, and that is usually one spot behind Texas, right? There's only as high as Alabama can go until Texas loses again.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't think that's a huge concern, because if you're Alabama and you win the rest of your games, and Texas does too, both of you are in. So I would not – you're correct in that, but I don't think it's any reason to panic. I guess there would be a nightmare scenario of an undefeated Big Ten, undefeated Florida State, and undefeated Washington, right? You could have that nightmare scenario. And maybe then it's down to one loss Texas, one loss Alabama. And you got to think head-to-head is going to, if they're both conference champion, obviously head-to-head will go a long way in that. But I think if you're realistic, you know that this always sorts itself out. So if you're one loss Alabama and Texas still has one loss, I think you still feel very confident. Now, that it can all clear itself up Saturday against Kansas State. Entirely possible.
That's right. I would ask you this. Do you like the first college football unveil? Are you happy you get to see these week in and week out?
No, I mean, I like the transparency of knowing this is where we are. You know, here's what's going on. I like the I like the ability, you know, if you're number 8 or 9, to look at your path and say, hey, look, I'm 8 or 9, which is about where Alabama will be. 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there, I think. But if you're an Alabama fan, you'll be able to look at that tonight and say, I've got a clear path. Or if you're an Oklahoma fan who dropped after the Kansas loss, you're like, I got a clear path. Oregon, I don't think will be in the top 4. But you would look at it and say, my path is wide open if I'm Oregon. So, yes, I do like it. I absolutely – I think any transparency is good. I'm fine with them waiting until midseason. People always want them to do that. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's going to look a lot like the Associated Press poll that you always say should wait till midseason.
Right.
But I like them waiting till midseason. I'm fine with that. You know, let them digest a little bit of football and see who they like.
Oh, I just glanced at the AP poll. Mine maybe look a lot like the AP poll.
You know,
too.
I mean, I'm there'll be some small differences, but by and large, the AP poll or the coaches poll and the college football playoff ranking are going to look a lot alike. And ultimately, as I think it was Andy Staples or Brandon Marcello pointed out yesterday, this one does not matter.
It does not. Brandon Marcello said you really don't even have to watch these until the last one.
That's the only one that matters. That's right.
There is some posturing along the way to make points about scheduling and such. We'll talk about the ACC schedule unveiled and hear from Dabo Swinney that everybody's talking about in the sports world coming up. Forrester, I'll go ahead and apologize to you. I noticed this right now that in the all white, it's better on the tight shot.
Yeah.
Better on the tight shot.
What were you noticing?
On the 3 shot, it's a glowing ball of whiteness.
There's a lot of white in there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt, yes.
Which I'm sure is making some TVs. Did your TV used to buzz back in the day when something bright white would come on?
Or your finger got close to it, that static?
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get Brown's unveil when we come back, and then we'll hear from Dabo Swinney. We'll go to very serious Dabo Swinney conversation with us in full costume. LT's unveiling will come up as soon as he corrects his wardrobe malfunction from earlier today.
Can't have a nip slip here.
Michael says Dunaway looks like he's touched by an angel. He's glowing so much.
It is with the desktop. That is going to challenge Scott a little bit.
Yeah, it is very, very white. Very, very white in here today.
You want me to go on?
You go on and get out of here while I tell everybody about the Pants Store. If you don't want to be dressed up in a costume for this upcoming weekend's game, you want to be in the best Alabama and Auburn gear, you go to the Pants Store. Anywhere in America, pantsstore.com, pantsstore.com, or 6 locations, Auburn, Crestline, Hoover, Huntsville, Leeds, and Tuscaloosa. The Pants Store chooses from name brands like Gentile, Cutter and Buck, Antigua, Elephant Head, Taylor and Mick, and a lot more. Ladies, you get all your game day needs there as well. Skirts, rompers, clear bags, and booties. It's all right there. Pantsstore.com, pantsstore.com, or their locations, Auburn, Crestline, Hoover, Huntsville, Leeds, and Tuscaloosa. Here's the unveil. We'll go Brownie next, and then at 9:45, we'll do the rest of the show. Everyone else will pop in the rest of the show. But Brownie's unveil is next. It's Halloween day. It is Nick Saban's birthday. It is big game week. It is college football playoff ranking unveil. It's the World Series. Big day here on the next round. We'll continue right after this on TNR.
Tyler Watts and Jim Dunaway on All Things Alabama. Watch Talk of Champions at Roll Tide Pods on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Red Wing Shoes is pleased to announce the ultimate fit and comfort savings event during the month of October. Mention the next round and receive a special discount of up to $30 off. Visit your local Red Wing Shoe store in Pelham or Trussville to have your feet electronically measured. A certified fit specialist will then recommend the proper footwear and orthotic to ensure you receive a comfortable pair of boots or shoes. So be prepared as the fall weather begins to change. Enjoy a pair of classic Red Wing Pecos pull-ons, Heritage Iron Rangers, or Vask hiking boots from Red Wing. The next round golf court is here. Your chance to play 4 area golf courses for just $89. Get 18 holes of golf and cart at Limestone Springs, Cross Creek, The Meadows, and the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. That's a value of $247 for just $89. Or get the next round deluxe golf cart for just $119. It gets you all 4 courses with cart, plus an exclusive next round golf t-shirt, koozie, golf tees, and a sticker. There are no restrictions. The cart is good through September 2024. Get your golf cart now at nextround.store.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
You want to look great while supporting your favorite show? You know the place to go is the official Next Round store at nextround.store. Yes, there are .store domains, and we have one. From shirts to hoodies to hats and all kinds of fun stuff, you can rep the Next Round anywhere you go. At the beach, Next Round hats to block out that sun. Up north in the winter, get you a comfy Next Round hoodie. Just need something to put your $20 beer in at a game? Get you a Next Round koozie and throw that thing in your pocket. You never know what stuff Jim's going to make me put in there next. Check it out. It's the Next Round store at nextround.store.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at HydroLive. Mention Next Round at checkout. Save 20% off any service. HydroLive's got 3 locations, Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone. Hey, if you're looking for Birmingham's best pizza, you need to stop in and see our friends at Slice Pizza and Brew. It's as local as you can get, from the ingredients that go into every pizza to the beer on tap. For a great lunch or dinner, go see our friends today, Vestavia or Lakeview at Slice.
Pretty amazing run last night by the Rangers. They've now won 9 straight road postseason games. That's insane. They've won 9 straight postseason games on the road. They lead the series. Texas does 2-1 against Arizona. We'll do game 4 tonight, 7 o'clock on Fox. 7 o'clock on Fox out in Arizona, as the Diamondbacks try to even the series up again as they've alternated wins in the first 3 games. Couple injuries we'll tell you about later on with the Rangers, and any news that comes out from the Texas camp on that. The show being brought to you in part today by our friends at Legacy. You know, the holiday season is upon us. We're dressed up in Halloween costumes today. It'll quickly be Thanksgiving, then it'll be Christmas. And if you need to manage your money safely this year, our friends at Legacy has the Legacy credit card available for you. Credit cards offer better consumer protections against fraud when compared to debit card, which is linked directly to your bank account. Legacy offers rates as low as 8.90% APR on credit cards, compared to the major credit card providers who advertise rates as high as 29% APR. Look no further than Legacy and open a credit card online in minutes at legacycreditunion.com/join. LegacyCreditUnion.com/join. As you know, APR is the annual percentage rate. Rates and offers subject to change. See the website details. Federally insured by the NCUA. It is also Nick Saban's 72nd birthday. Jalen Milroe gets this question yesterday when asked about the GOAT's birthday.
It's Nick Saban's birthday. As a leader of this team, are you getting anything for his birthday? It's a big one coming up.
I think the biggest gift he wants is a win this week. we all know that. Yeah, we all know that in the locker room. But we all definitely gonna tell him happy birthday. He can old, but he still act young. That's the funny part. You know, he do everything young, and then he a lot of fun though.
Jalen Milroe, he's a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, it is time for Ryan Brown's unveil. We've got a caddy, and we've got a Prime. Coach Prime is in the house.
He's got receipts.
You got receipts?
I like how you physically had to get receipts.
How long have you been saving the receipts? Oh, I bet they're Oak House receipts. Are they? Coach Prime in the house. Coach Prime. Hey, Coach Prime.
Personal.
It's personal.
It is. It's personal.
Say it.
It's personal.
It's personal.
What is it?
Personal.
That's right.
Yes. Coach Prime is in the house. Man, that bling is legit. I haven't seen a cross like that since the Pope was in town. Look at that.
Personal.
It's personal.
That'll give me a good cross.
You got the what are they called? Blinders? Blenders, Jim. Blenders?
Granddad.
And blinders. Same thing.
Your hat's not really 10 gallons, about 4.5.
4.5?
About a quart.
Yeah, about a quart.
I can't get my headphones on.
Coach Prime. Coach Prime in the house. All right. So you've been, in 3 years, I've been Lane Kiffin with mustard bottles and ketchups and a golf ball. Right. And last year I was Ken in a Ken and Barbie outfit.
Right.
And now I'm a caddy for no apparent reason.
For no apparent reason. Well, it's a sports related.
Yeah. You have gone Bobby Petrino in a neck brace.
That's right.
Maverick, because that was the big hit movie last year.
Big hit movie, yeah.
And now Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And LT has been Last year he was Evel Knievel.
Tupac.
And Tupac the first year, right?
Yeah.
So Tupac and Evel Knievel. I can't wait to see what he is. LT coming up, hopefully, in the next segment. Show being brought to you today in part by our friends at JohnstonRVCenter.com. You know where Prime would get his RV?
Yeah, at Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 indicator. Everybody's telling me the hat's backwards. I get it. But if you go the other way, it doesn't look like the way Prime wears it. Which way do you want me to wear it? You want me to wear it that way? That's front ways.
I do think that's the way Prime wears it. Does Prime not wear it?
His is normally flat, but I'll wear it this way. Okay. Everybody in the chat room seemed worried that it was backwards. And it was. It was backwards because I thought it looked more like the way Prime wears it. I-65, Johnston RV, is that right? Yes. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Hey, listen, they just got back from that annual.
Who's swag?
Hey, is it personal to you?
It's personal.
You want an RV?
Yes.
Is it personal?
It's personal.
They just got back from the annual Forest River Expo where they saw the latest travel trailers, the latest fifth wheels, the latest toy haulers, the latest motorhome floor plans. And what they do is they say, these are the floor plans we want. These are the ones that are exciting. So they're arriving daily for all you customers there. And what that means is the call of fall is underway to make room for it. Fifth wheels, discounted more than $50,000. Travel trailers starting at $179 a month with approved credit. And do not forget the lifetime warranty there on anything new or under 2 years aged used. At Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, always online, JohnstonRVCenter.com.
All right, everybody else's unveil coming up in the next segment, but the biggest story really in sports seems to be Dabo Swinney's comments on the coaches show last night. Can you give me cut number one, Rockstar? This is going to be lengthy now. This is 5 minutes and 30 seconds long, and this only has a portion of a call to set the table. This is the Clemson Athletic Network and Tiger calls. And, coaches do these coaches show all over the country. I don't know how many of them still take calls, live calls from fans. Alabama, if you'll remember, they do Pee-wee to start with.
Right.
And then
is that the only caller they take?
That is the only caller they take.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the best of my knowledge. When I've been there, it's the only live caller they take.
They'll do some in-person, right?
In-house and maybe an internet post from a media partner.
Right.
But the only blind call they take is Pee-wee, who is a longtime part of the show.
Right.
Now, Forrester tells me that sometimes Auburn takes calls, but I thought we got away from this years ago because opposing fan bases would call and harass the coaches, acting like they're their own fans.
I think Gus did away with it, and I don't think Harsin ever brought it back. There were times where Auburn used to do that. One of their assistants would go to the Auburn Network studios and take calls from fans leaving the game. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so in the postgame.
Yeah, in the postgame, a specific Auburn assistant would go take calls from fans. And listen, man, if the game didn't go well, those fans, they'd call in on their way home.
I remembered that.
Yeah, they'd call on their way home and let you know you didn't run it left enough. You didn't throw to the tight end enough.
That was good
y'all didn't
stuff.
blitz enough.
I remember that
it was
now.
fantastic.
That was good stuff. I don't know if I was a coach, I would take calls. But last night, Dabo Swinney took it from, what's his name, Kirby? Was it Kirby?
No, it's Tyler.
It was Tyler.
Tyler, and I think Simpsonville, if I'm not mistaken.
Tyler made the call. Now, in the call, he is questioning Dabo's hiring, saying you're only hiring your friends, this and that. And according to the reports, Tyler went on for about 3.5 minutes without being dumped or anything. They just let him rant about the program.
Terrible caller.
And then it ended up like this with Dabo Swinney last night.
Why are we paying you $11.5 million to go 4-4? And it's not just this year. It's been just the refusal to accept.
All right. What's this guy's name?
Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. I've listened to enough of you, Tyler. Listen, you can have all your opinions that you want. All right. I don't know how old you are. Don't really care. All right. But let me tell you something. We won 11 games last year, and you're part of the problem. To be honest with you, because that is part of the problem. It's people like you that all you do is the appreciation, the expectation is greater than the appreciation. And that's the problem. And so, we've won 12 10-plus win seasons in a row. That's happened 3 times in 150 years. So if you want to know why, Clemson ain't sniffed a national championship for 35 years. We've won 2 in 7 years. And there's only 2 other teams that can say that, Georgia and Alabama. Okay? Is this a bad year? Yeah. And it's my responsibility. Take 100% responsibility for it. But all this bull crap you're thinking, all these narratives you read, listen, man, you can have your opinion all you want. And you can apply for the job. And good luck to you. All right? But to answer your question, all right, we're second in draft picks. We've graduated 98% of our guys. We're second in wins. All right? If you want to know why, again, I'm telling you, we're not perfect. There's a lot of teams that, Frank Howard never had a bad year. Coach Ford never had a bad year. Coach K has never had a bad year in basketball. People have a bad year. But the part of the problem is the appreciation. I used to tell people all the time, they'd say, what's the difference in Clemson? I'm going to tell you. At some places there's an expectation, but at Clemson there's an appreciation. And what's happened at Clemson is we've won so much that even when it used to be the fun's in the winning, now even when you win, people like you complain and criticize the coaches and question everything. People like you, all right, when I hired Tony Elliott to be the offensive coordinator who never called a play in his life, I'm sure you were critical then. All right, and he took us to 2 national championships. People like you who just love to destroy people with your comments, all right? I'm sure you've never made any bad decisions. I'm sure you've lived a perfect life. I'm sure you've led a bunch of people. I'm sure you do your job in front. So to answer your question, I started as the lowest paid coach in this freaking business, all right? And I'm where I am because I've worked my ass off every single day. And I ain't going to let some smart-ass kid get on this phone and create this stuff. So if you got a problem with that, I don't care. All right? I work for the Board of Trustees, the President, and the AD. And if they're tired of me leading this program, all they got to do is let me know. I'll go somewhere else where there is an appreciation. All right? It's not just winning, it's how you win. And we are this is a tough year, but we've had 12, 10-plus win seasons in a row. 12. We lost to Tennessee last year. They won 11 games for the first time in like 20 years. We've had 8, 11 win seasons in whatever, 11 years or whatever. We've won 2 national championships. Clemson went 35 years. All right, probably since before you were born, your whole freaking life. And we've won 2 in 7 years. And we earned it. And we beat the best of the best to do it. The best of the best. 12, 10-plus win seasons. So if you want to know why, that's why. Am I perfect? Nope. I'm far from it. I am a man of faith. Absolutely. All right? I'm 53 years old, and there ain't one thing in my life. I have been a part of failure many times, but there ain't one thing in my life that I've ever failed at, Tyler. Never. All right? Ever. I wanted to get an education. I got 2 degrees. I wanted to be the first college in my graduate, my family. I did it. I wanted to go play football at Alabama. I earned a scholarship, lettered 3 years, worked my ass off, won a national championship. I wanted to get into coaching. I worked my way to being a head coach. And when I got this job, and I'm sure you didn't want me to get this job, all right, and 15 years later I'm still here, and I'd say the results are what they are, and I stand on them. So you don't ever have to call back. I wanted to get married. I've been married for going on 30 years. I wanted to be a father. I've raised 3 great sons. If you don't like how I run the program, don't be a fan. I don't care. But I'm the head coach, and I'm going to do what I believe is right for the long term of this program, what's best for the players, and what I think is best for the moment. If you got a problem with that, that's fine. But I'm not going to sit here and let you call. I don't give a crap how much money I make. You ain't going to talk to me like I'm 12 years old. You'd be freaking kidding me.
Boy, there's a lot there.
Clemson Athletic Network last night, Tiger calls head coach Dabo Swinney there. He makes a lot of points that are legitimate points. I just start with the fact, though, that when you're 4-4 at a place like Clemson, you don't take phone calls.
That's number one.
I would bet a week's worth of salary that Tyler is not a Clemson fan. He's a South Carolina fan. Or,
See, you always default to that, but I disagree with you. I disagree.
So you think
with
he's really a Clemson fan?
Yeah, he could be.
Well, if he is, he's a crappy Clemson fan.
Because he's upset at his coach?
Yeah, because look, you guys always you always are telling me that that certain programs have ceilings.
Well, some do,
and that you got to know who you are, right? LT will always tell us, at Mississippi State, you got to know who you are, right?
Right.
At Texas A&M, you got to know who you are. You got to know who you are. Well, at Clemson, you got to know who you are. And Clemson,
I don't disagree with that.
Clemson in 2015 through 2020 lost 7 games in all those seasons combined. They won 2 national championships, lost other ones to really great programs like Alabama and to LSU. They were in those games, and it doesn't give you a lifetime pass, but it's got to give you some grace. If you're a fan, you got to realize that, man, we were a bump in the road in the college football world until Dabo Swinney built us up and being at one point considered maybe the best program in the country.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. There were times we were discussing, has Dabo passed Nick Saban? Is he the best coach in America? Has Clemson passed Alabama? Is it the best program in the country? I mean, those were discussions we were having. I don't disagree with a lot of what Dabo said. Now, some of this is going to be getting lost in the tone, right? Like the tone he used, and this was like Terrion Arnold talking about Nick Saban, right, is you can't focus all the time on the way he says it. You got to focus on what he said.
That's right.
Now, if Dabo was upset, I don't blame him for getting upset, but if Dabo said a lot of what he said in a different tone, this might come off different. People are going to be like, ooh, Dabo's all pissed off, yada, 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 yada. I agree with most of what he said. And in case you wonder why he brought his faith into it, the caller brought his faith into it.
That's right.
The caller told him that he's a man of faith, but he changed after 2018, that he lost his humility and he became very prideful. And even quoted scripture to him, the famous proverb, which a lot of times we like to make things proverbs that aren't really proverbs. Like,
that's right.
Cleanliness is next to godliness. So what proverb is that? Well, you won't find it in the Proverbs.
Won't find it. Yeah, it's a commercial.
Yeah,
but Mr. Clean.
He quoted an actual proverb that pride comes before the fall. Now, it depends on which version of the Bible you read, how that's worded, but it's essentially what it says. And basically, he said, your pride preceded the fall of the program. So he said, you're supposed to be a man of faith, but you don't even pay attention to your own Bible because you got too proud, and because of your pride, the program is slipping. That's a pretty strong allegation right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's a pretty strong allegation.
And I always love when Christians start questioning other Christians' faith, assuming Tyler's a Christian in this situation.
I think he did say he also is a man of faith. I mean, he had a ready Bible verse, so...
Yeah. So he's probably missing parts of the Bible where he's not supposed to be judging Dabo's faith, right?
Well, I mean, look, there was a lot in that phone call, and you're right. The caller, it was an awful call because he droned on and on and on, and your listener, like, especially when you do what we do for a living, like, oh my gosh, get your point.
Well, I mean, the Clemson radio network, the Clemson Sports Network, let Dabo down a little bit last night. They gave Dabo less help than Klubnik has at some point. You got to dump that call.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the host, I guess it's your play-by-play guy, has got to step and say, hey, Tyler, man, we're tight on time. I want Coach to be able to answer your question. Can you just kind of sum up what you want Coach to talk about?
Yeah. Or I would say, we get where you're going, Tyler.
Coach,
hey,
Tyler's
this
upset.
has not been the year you wanted it to be. Tyler's upset about it. A lot of fans are.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say to
those his host hung him out to dry.
Yeah. You got to jump in there in that situation. But moving forward for Dabo is the big question, okay? So moving forward. He has won 2 national championships, 8 ACC championships, and from 2015 to 2020, they lost 7 games. But since then, 3 losses in 2021. That's not burn the village down.
It's not playing for the national championship. But
3 losses in 2022, both 10-win seasons, 10-3, 10-3.
One of those was a conference championship year, right?
That's right.
Pitt won the conference championship.
Now they've lost 4.
Uh-huh.
They're 4-4. A lot of people think there's maybe another loss or 2 coming, fighting for a bowl game. And then Dabo at one point said last night, one caller praised him, 15 more years, would love to have you 15 more years. And he being a little upset, said, I plan on be coaching 15 more years. If it's not here, I'll be coaching somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, now you're that's almost sort of a threat at that point. You'll be coaching somewhere. If it's not at Clemson, it'll be somewhere. Where does Dabo go from here? I mean, because when you get off the rocks and you swim with the Zealots,
I think
this opens the door for a lot of things.
So to use a Christian term or biblical term, if he's got righteous indignation here, right? If he's upset because he knows he's still doing things the right way and it's just not clicking this year and he's making the right decisions and he's running his program the way he needs to run it, if he's upset that the caller's calling and he's still doing that, then you keep doing it. Look, Dabo's got to be his own man. Now, that doesn't mean you can't change it. Nick Saban has changed the way he approaches things. He's the best that's ever done it.
That's right.
So, you can change with the times, and that is one criticism I have given to Dabo is I think he's been hesitant to change with the times. He's openly been critical of NIL, saying the day the players start getting paid, I'm going to retire. And he does not like the transfer portal. You cannot win in big-time college football with NIL and transfer portal. Without those two things. You just can't do it. You cannot do it. Not anymore. But he's seeing the same thing Nick Saban saw at Alabama and Kirby Smart will eventually see at Georgia, if not already. Because he brought this up last year when they won the ACC championship. And he said, we got back to the football building. There were like 10 people there. He goes, the first year we won the ACC championship, I was head coach. You couldn't get through the airport when we landed. You couldn't get through. Who the crap are you?
Sorry I'm late, fellas. PJ running a little bit behind.
Yeah.
LT
is here.
What's up, Coach?
What's up, my man?
What's up, Coach?
What's up, dog?
How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm sorry I'm late, man. That's a cool place.
Thank you.
This is cool, man. I remember we were doing a startup back in the day.
McAfee.
Yeah,
it took me a second.
Awesome,
Pat
man.
McAfee is really good, Lance.
Is that Pat
Pretty
McAfee?
awesome, man.
Yeah.
You got to be big and loud.
Dude, Prime, you guys, man. I thought you guys would win 6-7 games this year, man. It's kind of going south.
Hey, don't make me put you on my receipts.
Hey, I was behind you. Like, people talk about this. I think I was wearing the gold before you. Is that true? Like, people talk about you had gold in the 80s. I don't really remember
I've been
that.
wearing gold for a long time, man. Back when I was playing in Major League Baseball.
But you guys been struggling a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Colorado?
Yeah, Colorado and Prime been struggling. This is a pretty good setup.
It is. All right.
I'm sorry, man. I got the directions. I was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, and I know how key it is to be punctual in this business.
Yes.
But my PJ, it just got a little bit behind. We had a little situation up in the air.
And, I missed the McAfee part to start with because when you were going PJs, I was Secession. I was trying to think of Secession character. But it's McAfee all day long here. LT in the house with McAfee, his big unveil there. Up against the break, we'll get to everyone else and more of the McAfee from LT as we get rolling here today. It's our Halloween show being brought to you in part by our friends at Hydrolife. McAfee, you love a good
look, man.
needle.
Hey, this MT guy that's not going to be here today, he told me I could fill in for him. Yeah. He was talking about Hydrolife. I think he said something about IV therapy, compression therapy, B12 shots. I think they've got 2 locations. Something about if you can't make it to Hydrolife, a nurse can actually come to you. How about that, brothers? Go to hydrolifetherapy.com.
How many push-ups you do before you come in?
Is this next shot? No, mention next round at checkout. They're going to give you 20% off any service. That's hydrolifetherapy.com.
Back in a moment.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
As summer bids adieu, get ready to welcome the arrival of fall. But hey, it's not just football season making an entrance. In the world of pest, it's fall invader season. Hold on tight, because we got 4 major troublemakers stepping into the spotlight: box elder bugs, kudzu bugs, ladybugs, and stink bugs. These pests don't just knock, they barge in like they own the place. But fear not, dial up Wayne's Pest Control now, 865-588-6686, and show those fall invaders who's boss. Don't let pests crash your fall. Take charge today.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the next round host a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and Bourbon, our weekly college football conversation, while sipping on some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And in our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, LT takes off the gloves for in-depth conversations with stars like Taylor Hicks, presented by Redmont Vodka. Find these podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple, Spotify, and on our website, nextroundlive.com.
It's college football time in Alabama. This is Congressman Robert Adderholt. I grew up an Alabama fan, Roll Tide, but my wife, Caroline, grew up an Auburn fan, War Eagle. But no matter who you pull for, whether it's the Lions of the University of North Alabama or the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State or any other school in between, I want to wish all the players, the coaches, and especially the fans another great college football season here in Alabama. I'm Robert Adderholt, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Adderholt for Congress.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone, the New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
The Next Round is so much more than the show you get from 9 to 1 each day. So make sure to head to our official YouTube channel at Next Round Live and subscribe to get all of our latest content. We, of course, have plenty of specialty content and shorts based all around the sports in the heart of the SEC. But we also talk pro sports, gambling, lifestyle and entertainment, and so much more. It's the Next Round YouTube channel where you never know what you're going to find next. Subscribe now to see the latest content and get notifications when we go live. That's at Next Round Live on YouTube.
With you on the next round.
Where'd McAfee go?
Well, no, leave the door open. We'd like to. We're going to get a
You have to move that chair. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get a reintroduction of McAfee. All right. So we just get the walk-in video so we can edit it for the future.
Gotcha.
And by the way, I don't know how these caddies do it. I'm not sure how long I can hold this bag. How many clubs do I have in here?
I don't know. 14's the legal limit. You're over the limit because I'm going to start calling penalty strokes on you when we play. If you're going to get good.
Let's bring in, ladies and gentlemen, LT's costume this year. Please welcome back Pat McAfee.
What's up, Pat?
What's up, dog?
What's up, man?
Prime.
Woo!
My man Prime. I don't know what
You are, but I guess you're a caddy. I had to find a ball where I could do this on set today. But I'm telling you, man, this shit is, I mean, for a startup, you guys doing it right. You know, I'm with the mothership. I don't know if y'all knew that.
I've heard. Big contract. Big contract.
ESPN. Yeah. Although I don't really believe in their product, they pay me a lot of money.
Somebody said they thought Lance was Kiefer Sutherland from A Time to Kill.
That'd have been rough. You know, I get confused. Some people are like, you know, back before I was really famous,
right?
I'd walk through an airport and they'd be like, "Are you that guy that used to be in 24 from Lost Boys?"
Yeah.
And I was like, my stylist is much better than that on my color.
Right.
It's kind of an orange tint, but it's my natural color.
It's your natural color. Punters, real football players?
Dog. Punters. It's not just I don't know if you know this, I wasn't just a punter, I was a kickoff specialist. I played in the Super Bowl.
All right, let's get to some of the other staff members today. Klay Travis coming up. You're next. Let's go. This is young Tyler.
It's Tyler?
Yeah.
So awesome. Just
his little short legs.
This kid looks special.
Tyler is a T-Rex.
All right, Tyler.
What's up, brother?
A former coworker. Former coworker, right, Rockstar?
He's got bigger arms.
Former coworker.
You can't reach the top shelf.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler is there.
Good job, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler. Tyler's inflatable, by the way.
He is.
I got to set these.
Yeah. Is there killing
you?
You
A little heavy for you there, brother?
They are. I don't have your guns there, Pat. McAfee. All right. We got somebody who's next? Is there somebody else?
Where's
This
Little
is fun, man. I came in on Halloween.
Yes, you did, dog. Yes, you did.
Nope. Nobody yet.
No, nobody yet.
Nobody yet. Okay. We'll get somebody else. All right, little McAfee. What'd you think of Dion last night? No, not Dion. Excuse me, Dabo.
Yeah, I saw that, and man, I tell you.
Wait, is this McAfee or is this LT?
Are you going to do the character the whole show?
I will tell you. Well, I'm supposed to be filling in. So you're Tim and you're Brian, right?
Yeah.
Tim and Brian.
Right.
Tim and
I'm
Brian.
filling in for MT. And
does McAfee not get names right? I'm missing that character.
wait, what's your name, brother?
It's Jim.
Jim. I won't forget.
Brother?
I won't
Brother?
forget. And Prime. Jim and Prime.
That's right, dog.
Okay, Jim and Prime. I thought Dabo, man, I mean, he has done such a good job with this program, but they were up here, now they're down here, and he's got to be a little more humble. You got
That's
to be
what the
humble
caller
when you're
told
making
him.
that kind of money,
That's what
and
the
to
caller
call
told
out
him.
some kind of kid. I mean, kid's just
He's a fan.
Kid had expectations. You should have expectations. Making $11.5 million. So yeah, I think Dabo in the wrong. He ran over the guy. The guy was asking a question, didn't even let him finish his question about NIL. And I've been wondering myself, where is Dabo on NIL?
I think we know.
He's not all in, I don't think.
Well, that's going to be a problem.
I mean, he once said, if players get paid, I'm going to retire. And he's not like the transfer portal. Those are all things you got to have to win big, I think.
And I think he said it. My AD employs me, the board
That's
employs
right. He
me,
did
and
say that.
if they want to change, they can call me.
Well, that's because he has $64 million buyout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dabo's
Yes.
got to put up one of them nice mailboxes.
Yeah.
I heard Dabo's mailbox costs $35,000.
You heard that?
Yep. My PJ pilot told me that today. we were talking about Dabo on the way in.
We've got a lot of gold chains on here. We got a local place you need to swing by. Our friends at Bromberg's.
Already have. Guy named Philip Flanagan is making me talk about punters. Yeah, he made
got a
him that
gold
gold
whistle.
whistle.
Right.
He made him that cross. Put a little holy water on that cross for Prime, trying to get him one or two more wins, get
That's
bowl
right.
eligible.
Personal, baby.
Bromberg's, 1836. Family owned and operated. For anything you need, Diamond Specialist, think about popping the question. 2 locations I hear. The Mountain Brook location, Summit location, Brombergs.com. More information.
All right, our friends at Bromberg's with a McAfee read right there. You can't beat that from our friends at Bromberg's. Also, our friends at Redmond Vodka, Redmond Distilling, bringing you our big unveils today. Redmond Vodka unveiled a few years ago. Charles Barkley's vodka company. It's 8 times distilled. Wherever you ask for your vodka, ask for Redmond by name. It's our friends at Redmond Vodka. We talked about the NFL, McAfee, last to start the show. Lions with the win last night. Give me your top 3 teams in the NFC right now.
I put the Lions up there. Dan Campbell, I love his energy, and I love the fact this is a guy that will eat knees. And you look at Jared Goff and how revived he is in his career, man. They went out there and they played their asses off to get to 6-2 before the bye. I would go Philadelphia. I would go Detroit, and then I'm going to put in the Dallas Cowboys after what they did to the Los Angeles Rams this week. That'll be my top 3 in the NFC right now, but Seattle. Nobody talks about Seattle because they're all the way up by Canada. Nobody talks about them because they're over here. You guys are over here in the world. But if you watch Seattle with Pete Carroll, it doesn't matter who's quarterback. It doesn't matter who these guys are coming in. Seattle can ball. So Seattle's right there with Dallas, but I would go right now Philadelphia, I'll go Detroit, I'll go Dallas, and really, really close. San Francisco's struggling, my man. They're struggling right now.
So you don't
but
think
Seattle's
they get it back?
right there with them.
Oh, wow. Who's this?
It's Mankind.
Y'all got some weird shit going on in here.
We got some weird. Uh-oh, he's dropped the chair.
No, I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
I don't know if he knows this. I know I really wrestled in the WWE.
Oh, well, here he comes
I don't know
after
what
you.
this is. Yeah.
You new kids, you're all the same.
You new kids, you're all the same.
What's up? Don't make this personal. Don't make it personal.
God, it's hot.
God, that's a little scary, too. Don't make it personal.
So that's a wrestler? Is that what I'm told?
Mankind. Mankind is a wrestler.
All right, Mankind's in the house.
Yeah, I used to be a big Mankind fan back in the day. He's
You
a
like
stand-up
Mankind?
comedian now.
Yeah.
Is he
Got too
really?
political. Mick Foley, yeah. We go way back. We were on a PJ together one time.
PJ.
Yeah. That's not Mick Foley, though.
I mean, you make a little living with wrestling nowadays.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of my side hustles. You got to have side hustles out there.
All
you
right.
know?
We'll get to the other unveils coming up. Klay Travis, our upset alert today. I mean, Coach Prime.
I mean, my guys.
Bandit, all in the same place,
Oh,
maybe.
look out.
We'll see if we'll figure it out. I would imagine McAfee's new to us, probably doesn't even know we have Upset Alert at 10:25.
Tell me what it is. I'm on board. I know what these startups are like, man. You getting going. I'm going to help you guys today.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
What is the Upset Alert?
Upset Alert's where we pick a team.
I like picking teams.
Yeah, it's just like you guys do on game day. We're going to go by game day rules from this point forward.
I took game day over.
I know.
Used to be a lot of credible guys on there. Historic program. I took that thing over, man. It is the Pat McAfee game day. We're trying to get it renamed right now.
4.5 or more, and you get 5 points if you cover and win outright. 5 points if you cover, win outright, you get 5 points and the points that you bonus. Yeah.
Now, is this retro? Like if anybody did this before and they had one of those outright winners, do you go back and rescore it?
We're just doing it now moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to get somebody to catch up. I get it. Yeah.
Super
Makes
dog.
sense.
Super dog.
Change the rules, middle of the game. That's what we like to do. Again, man, start up. You got to do it your way.
Tell us about Odie's as we head to break.
Man, I heard this is a place that you can go hang out and get good food, good drink, watch a bunch of games. It's been around a long time. There's a guy named Rodney Davis cooking up great food for more than 3 decades now. Stop in, see Will Haver and that great staff. 2 locations, Homewood, the OG in Crestline. Go see them today. It's Odie's Tavern, Crestline Village.
Unlocked with Fox Sports' Brock Heward and Lance Taylor weekly at Disrupt the Media on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
DryTech Water Restoration is a locally owned company that specializes in mold remediation, fire and water damage cleanup, and SteraMist services. DryTech's goal is to provide clients with expert guidance when dealing with any home disaster. DryTech's highly trained specialists are available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They will work closely with you and your insurance company to make sure the process is stress-free as possible. Call DryTech today, 205-637-0143. The moment you discover damage to your home, DryTech's team will handle the rest.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Hey, Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. Do you want to help pay for my kids' college and look great while you're doing it? You need to go to the Next Round store. Everything from hats to short sleeve and long sleeve t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, zip-up hoodies, and much more. And we're adding new things all the time. Why would you not want to see my kids get a great college education and look great out in the public while you're doing it? Get the gear we wear all the time on the show, and there's only one place to get it. nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
The Next Round Golf Cart is here. Your chance to play 4 area golf courses for just $89. Get 18 holes in Cart at Limestone Springs, Cross Creek, The Meadows, and the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. A $247 value for just $89. Get your golf cart now at nextround.store.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Our friends at Harbin's bringing you this part of the show today. Harbin's at LT's right now working on that backyard.
Yeah, look, when I was in college, just a poor college kid in Morgantown, I always dreamed of having a pool. I am thinking about I used to watch Cribs back then, and I saw Shacapoko, and he has this huge pool that he could put his jet ski in. And so I'm going to reach out to my man, Jeremy Harbin. I invite you guys to do the same, and I'm going to get the biggest pool that Alabama has ever seen. Harbin's Outdoors, reading here. Heard all about them, though. Award-winning landscape company specializing in installing custom fiberglass pools, landscaping, hardscaping. You can find their work at Instagram at Harbins_outdoors. See it for yourself, or call or text Jeremy directly. I'm putting his number in right now, 205-300-0718. That's 205-300-0718.
All right, Klay Travis with us, founder of Outkick, now on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. What is up, Klay? How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing awesome. Thanks a lot. You are a lifelong Titans fan.
Correct.
And there was a lot of criticism about the Will Levis draft pick. And he gets to play a game Sunday and looks like he should have been picked much higher than that. Now, look. Guys making their first starts in the NFL often do this, and when defensive coordinators get some film, it's a different ball game for these guys. So he's got to keep this up. But start one for Will Levis. You've got to be thrilled in what you saw as a Titans fan.
Yeah, look, he was phenomenal. I was there in person. I was one of the people who said, I don't like this pick. And candidly, I based that on having watched him play for the last 2 years at Kentucky. I was never very impressed with him. You can say that he had a bad offensive line. I saw Jay Cutler play with an awful offensive line against at Vanderbilt back in the day and be way more productive. And look, I mean, when you lose at home to Vanderbilt, as Will Levis did in his senior year as the starting quarterback, I think that's a tough look. So when you go back and you look at what he did, he was phenomenal, and he was, I thought, most impressive was that he was looking down the field as opposed to just trying to dump the ball off, which a lot of NFL quarterbacks, especially young ones, do. They take the check down over and over again and get, 3 and 4 yard pass completions, but then you don't look very good on third down or in known passing situations. The fourth touchdown pass he threw was an absolute thing of beauty. I mean, he's got a cannon for an arm. My concern with him was he didn't seem to make quick decisions at Kentucky, and he didn't seem to see the field well. Neither one of those things appeared to be an issue on Sunday. Now, to your point, there will now be a lot of film out on him. And Marcus Mariota, actually, I think, has the best rookie first-game performance in NFL history, I think, when he threw 5 touchdown passes against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that in and of itself is going to be interesting to see how it plays out going forward. And everybody will get to watch Will Levis on Thursday when he's going against what is, I think, a pretty solid and stout Steeler defense. But I do think also that might have been the difference between trading Derrick Henry or not. I mean, I don't know if that's a crazy idea, but if the Titans lose that game to the Falcons, fall to 2-5 behind the Jags, who are 6-2, I wonder on some level whether they would have decided to go ahead and move on from Derrick Henry and maybe pull the ripcord. Now, I think the trade deadline, if I'm not mistaken, is 4:00 Eastern today? Is that right?
Yes.
For the NFL?
Yes.
So maybe somebody will come in at the last minute with a huge offer, and the Titans will still make the decision to move on from some of their veterans. But it's tough to do in a short week when you've got a game Thursday night in Pittsburgh.
How bad are the optics for a coach making $11.5 million when a teenager calls in and asks him what some people would view as a legitimate question, can't even finish his question, and Dabo's got an arsenal ready to unload on the caller like he knew it was coming? What are your thoughts right now? I mean, they're sitting at 4-4. Look, yeah, he's done great things and he's won multiple national championships, but Dabo, there's something missing the last couple of years.
Yeah, just in fairness, for context, the clip we sent out is just the end of the guy. He did rant for about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, it was a long call
before Dabo did answer.
Okay, but I never heard Dabo answer the NIL part of it, where the kid was trying to ask about that directly.
I'm actually surprised that they take questions still on Coach Collins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, on some level, that surprises me, because even if you've got a great screener, and people, you guys have done this for decades now. Certainly I have too. somebody can say one thing to a screener and then get on and say something completely different when they actually get on the air. And I'm sure you guys have dealt with that over the years as much as I have, and anybody else who does live radio. If I were a coach, I'd be like, hey, if you want to field questions, in advance, for instance, like, hey, we're going to walk around with a mic for a coach's segment, and then we'll take questions, and then we'll collate them. If you want to ask questions, have people write them and read them or whatever. I don't mind personally taking questions in crowded settings or anything else. I mean, but I'm not a coach, right? And people don't necessarily pay. It's not like I have a huge team that's going to be reacting to everything I say. So I think the criticism has gotten to Dabo, and I think it's reasonable. I thought both the criticism that he got and the response that he gave were both rational and reasonable perspectives. Now, I'm a big believer that over time water finds its level. And what do I mean by that? If you've got a 100-year history of football, you can have an incredible 15 or 20 years. You can have a really bad 15 or 20 years. But over time, you're typically going to end up around the same level that you've always been, right? Now, some people are going to disagree with that, and I would say, differences can appear. For instance, Minnesota had advantages in the 1930s that I don't think Minnesota has advantages in the 2020s, right? So if you're a Golden Gopher fan, I don't know that you can expect the golden ages of the 1930s to come back. But I think if you look at, since 1970, let's say, what I would say is kind of roughly the modern era of college football, that over that 50-some-odd year stretch, your program is probably what it's roughly going to be. Now, again, you can change conferences. There can be population shifts and everything else, but you don't build 100,000-seat stadiums without having a huge fan base. And over time, huge fan bases are going to get a decent amount of wins. And you're not going to be able to lose forever because the business doesn't allow it. I think just contemplating that in general, Clemson is, to me, a borderline top 20 program. And I think it's going to be hard for them, maybe in the rest of our lives, to ever have a run like they did with Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence. And I think Dabo's maybe cognizant of that. I think he succeeded at a time when a lot of Tennessee and Georgia success was not necessarily happening. And now it seems like Tennessee and Georgia, for instance, that recruit a lot of those same players in that same area as Clemson are rising back up. And I imagine that the recruiting trail is not as easy for him as it was in the past. I mean, frankly, Florida's not very far away, and the Florida Gators have not been great over the last 15 or so years since Urban Meyer really left. So, I mean, again, I think you start to look at that, and Dabo may have recognized that he hit a window, and that window may close. To me, responding as aggressively to that question means that he must have some insecurity.
Oh, he's got a $64 million buyout, too, so that helps. But, Clay, I agree with you 100% on this one. Somebody told me a long time ago, I think it was the late, great Jim Fife, that you just can't crawl off the rocks. They're fun to watch the zealots swim down below you in the waters, but you never climb off the rocks and swim around with the zealots, right? They'll end up drowning you. And if I'm Dabo, 3 losses, 4 losses, however many this year, that is what it is. But 7 losses between 2015 and 2020 speaks for itself. You can't go back and keep echoing that. It has happened, and if that doesn't resonate with your fans, then you're not going to change them on a radio show or getting angry about it. I would be and it's hard to do. I think I would be, playing out how I want this to end for me. Either we're going to turn this around and win over the next few years, or I want to go out a very Tom Osborne way. I want to write my ending in a way where I'm not the angry soundbite guy. And I don't know how you feel about that, but whether you're a politician, a business owner, or a coach, you can sort of write your own ending the way you'll be remembered in history. And I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be in a soundbite.
It's interesting, exits, right? Because sports is one place where we feel like we can dictate exits.
Right.
Most people don't get to exit their life. Like, you don't get to have whatever your signature accomplishment is in life and then just kind of throw up the peace sign and walk off. Most people slowly fade into obscurity. Hate to, break it down to everybody that way, but that's, most people aren't at 85 suddenly having the greatest moment of their lives in terms of professional achievements and accomplishments. But I do think one thing is it's relatively rare, right? And what tends to happen is I don't hear people talk about the Jordan Washington Wizards years very often, right? Everybody would like to be John Elway. You win 2 straight Super Bowls, you leave. Peyton Manning, you win the Super Bowl for the second time. Your last pass of your career is in a Super Bowl that you win. Those exits don't happen very often. We thought we had the storybook ending with Jordan with the jumper that he hit in Game 6 to win a 6th title in 8 seasons. And then he comes back for the Wizards. But I feel like most kids don't even really know that he played for the Wizards because he's become such an icon. And I tend to think that Dabo's probably right. What did Dabo say in that rant? 54, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And in 20 years, if Dabo comes back to Clemson and he's 74, I think it will probably be a joyous reception for him, because my bet would be that in the next 20 years, Clemson will not win another national championship. Now, some people are going to say you're crazy. They just won a couple of championships. But, again, I go back to look at their history. The 6 or so years that Dabo had them as dominant, great, and elite is actually the aberration relative to what their historic norms have been. And so I tend to think if I were betting right now, based on where Clemson is, I wouldn't pick them to win a national title in the next 20 years. But to be fair, in 2001, I wouldn't have picked Clemson to win any titles in that 20-year period either, right?
Yep.
So there are teams that rise up that you don't expect, but over time, most of the time, the Blue Bloods are going to be there. Now, we'll see what happens with the 12-team playoff. Does that end up changing some of the trajectories of programs in a more rapid fashion? And also, I think you got to give Dabo a lot of credit. There are very few guys that last more than 10 years anywhere now. And I think that's because, sort of the microwave society that we live in. My thesis, and I'm curious if you guys would buy into this, is that the internet has made fans much angrier. Because the internet basically exists as a mechanism to compare. And when I was a kid growing up, if you listen to sports talk radio or you read your local newspapers, they mostly focused on your own team's successes or failures. You didn't spend as much time reading about the successes of your rival programs. Now, that can be different, obviously, where you guys are, because Alabama and Auburn are written about in the same newspaper. But when I was a kid growing up, they covered Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt pretty much always stunk. Tennessee pretty much always won. I was frustrated when I was a kid that Tennessee couldn't beat Alabama, but you kind of read it only through the prism of your fan base. And then when the internet happens, suddenly everybody has a comparison, and certainly recruiting class rankings and all that. And so if your program isn't doing well, it's not just that your program's not doing well, it's that you're forced to marinate in somebody else's program doing well. And let me also say, people in face-to-face interactions, tell me if you guys agree with this, tend to like other people even if they have different fan bases that they root for, because you're like, oh, Joe, he's a big Auburn guy, but I like Joe otherwise. We have jokes and we go back and forth and, we get along. But people don't like Joe when he's on the internet and he's anonymously posting on a message board or he's in their mentions on Twitter. And I think it's just created a different dynamic that didn't exist in the past. And I don't think you can go back and replace it. But my thesis on that is, comparison often steals joy, right? If you sit around worried about what somebody else has that you don't have, it oftentimes ends up stealing your own joy. And I think almost everything on the internet is designed to compare. And so I look, this is me kind of getting on a soapbox, but I think it doesn't just exist in fandom. I mean, there's a reason why 30% of teenage girls have thought about killing themselves this year. That's a crazy stat. 1 in every 3 teenage girls. Why is that? Well, they're on Instagram looking at the girl who's prettier or richer than them, and they don't appreciate anything that they have. And so I do think the internet in many ways can be a thief of joy if you treat it as the real world as opposed to a part of your world. And I think the younger you are, the more likely you are to do that. So I think maybe partly the larger context of that Dabo conversation with that younger fan is that the younger fan doesn't have great perspective, but also he's living in an internet era. And Dabo's sitting around like, you know, hey, in 1984, when I was trying to make the Alabama walk-on squad, and then, you know, continuing on the soapbox, by the way, the other thing I would say about this is we have very often a definition. I had this conversation with Derek Dooley years ago. We very often define people by their last job as to whether or not they're a success or a failure. And I think a lot of people fall into that trap. But if you're Dabo Swinney and you look back and you're like, I'm a poor kid from Alabama who had to walk on at Alabama and was the first ever to go to college in my family, and now I make $11 million a year and I've won multiple national championships at a school that's never really won them before, to judge him on 8 games, you know, when he's like, you know, the first 53 years of my life have been pretty amazing. Yeah. I think a lot of times it's unfair to judge people based on the most recent chapter, when if you consider the entire book, it's a pretty hell of a story.
All right, he is Klay Travis, Fox Sports, at Klay Travis on Twitter. He is the founder of Outkick. And Klay, we appreciate the time, man. Have a great week.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Take care. Klay with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.
All right.
That fella can talk.
Yeah. McAfee.
Dog.
First time you've been around Klay, McAfee.
Woo!
I didn't know you'd be in character the whole show.
The whole show.
It's crazy. We're going to do the other unveils right now before we take our next break. Upset alert in the next segment. The show being brought to you by our friends at Alabama Power. Manage your account on the go with Alabama Power's new mobile app. The new app features easy, safe, and reliable ways for you to access your account, check your energy usage, and set alerts all right there. Apple and Android devices are available. Simply search Alabama Power in your app store. Visit alabamapower.com/mobile app. alabamapower.com/mobile app. Download it today. All right, who's next? Little T is up next. Last year it was the Heisman. Year 2 of Little T is?
Oh, I can't wait to see. The Heisman was big time. Body paint and everything.
Oh, she's back.
It's a Lombardi.
She's a Lombardi.
It's a
I
Lombardi
played for
trophy.
one of those.
Yeah. Is that what it is? A Lombardi trophy?
Oh, Little T. So good.
The Lombardi trophy.
Yes.
So she's just a trophy every year.
Every year. Now, that means we got to do the pictures in this next break because Little T's got to get this
Don't
off
call
the
HR, but I had my fingers on you, and the Saints stole it.
Wow. Picture next break. I promise we'll do it next break.
Wow.
Yes.
Addicted to spray paint is our Little T. Way to go,
Good
Little
job,
T.
Little
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff, sister.
There she is. All right, is EG ready?
EG's ready?
EG.
All right, here comes EG.
A little bit. Emily Grace McWhorter knew her first ever unveil. What do we have, EG? Step over a little bit. There we go. Right there. I didn't know you could dance. I didn't know you could dance. Very good. Very good.
Really good, EG. EG's blooper.
There we go.
I don't watch baseball, so.
It's blooper, Pat. It's the Braves mascot.
All right, let's go. Very good. Hang around. We're going to do pictures afterwards. Let's go Rockstar. Rockstar's in next. This one's sort of sad.
Wow.
Yeah,
in memoriam?
In memoriam.
Is that what
right
this
here.
is? Yes.
Rockstar.
Camera's over here. Pee-wee. Pee-wee over here.
What are your favorite characters that you passed around this year?
It's really hot in the studio.
It really is hot in this studio.
Really hot in this effing studio.
Love that guy as a kid.
Me too. All right.
R.I.P.
Oh, we got
So
Scott.
Forrester is next. Forrester, what do we have from Forrester? He's dressing right now? A little bit more from Forrester.
Oh, okay.
Upset alert coming up. I assume the Brown Bandit's not coming today.
There's probably enough costume changes. He gave me his pick, and you know what it is?
What?
It's personal.
Okay.
Yes, it's a personal pick.
Let's see.
He's almost ready.
So I can pick anybody on the board.
Anybody
right?
on the board now,
coast to coast, right?
Do you want to go with the new rules? Have we done the new rules yet?
I think we should do the new rules the rest of
Well,
the way.
have you explained them to Pat here?
He's on game day. We're stealing him from game day.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's just like you do with Superdog.
I mean, everybody watches me. Watches the show on Saturday, so I know the rules.
Yes. All right, we got Forrester. Wow, this one is something.
Forrester comes rolling in.
Okay, Forrester is a
soiled sheet. A lot of those in Morgantown.
Forrester, wow.
Wow, that is disgusting, Forrester. I don't know what he is.
It's a fitted sheet. Oh, wait.
You're Dunaway.
This is Dunaway as a kid. This is Dunaway as a kid.
Oh,
yeah.
so good.
I feel you, brother. I grew up in Plum, Pennsylvania.
Oh, look, before and after. I'm like Dabo, man. I've worked my way up from this to this.
We used to put those on couches.
Soil bench.
Yeah.
Did my mom give that to you? That is actually my Halloween costume from 1975.
Yeah. So good.
Got a little brownie on it, some popcorn oil.
Wow.
Yeah. Very good, Forrester.
Like
that is Mud Puddle Dunaway there.
All
Mud
right.
Puddle Dunaway on Halloween. Very
Photos
good.
in the next break, everybody.
All right. A little personal there. That's personal.
That was personal for Dunaway.
All right. Quick break here. Show being brought to you by our friends at Wayne, celebrating 50 years. I'm just doing all mine Hilty, so I don't have to worry about the rest of the show. Our friends at Wayne's. For the past 50 years, Wayne's Pest Control have been serving their communities by doing the things they love the most, providing world-class pest control and termite protection. You, right now, can get $50 off your pest control and your termite protection. Just go to callwaynes.com. Callwaynes.com and enjoy $50 off the pest control and termite protection as we celebrate 50 years with the great folks at Wayne's. Ask them about lawn care as well. Get those things right there. Get the nutrients put into your soil right now so that you got the best lawn next year. All at callwaynes.com. Callwaynes.com. Upset alert when we come back.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree man-sized drafts. Are you a fan of Twin Peaks too? Sign up for our e-club to stay up to date on all things Twin Peaks and score free stuff. Come join the fun.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations, but we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items, and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at New Life Art. Daniel A. Moore has completed his original full-color oil painting honoring Bryce Young, Alabama's 4th Heisman Trophy winner. This painting depicts the memorable Heisman-worthy go-ahead pinpoint pass to John Mechie in the corner of the end zone as the Tide dismantled the vaunted Georgia defense in the SEC championship game this past year. Use code TNR for 15% off. You can order online at danielmooreart.com.
Do you need extra cash handy? Look no further than Legacy Credit Union for whatever loan your lifestyle requires. It only takes a few minutes to apply and request the amount you need to give you peace of mind. With affordable low rates and manageable payback plans, a Legacy Lifestyle loan is crafted just for you. Apply online today at legacycreditunion.com/join. Lifestyle loans from Legacy. Terms and conditions may apply. Legacy is federally insured by the NCUA.
The Next Round golf cart is back and is presented by Urology Centers of Alabama. For $89, play Limestone Springs, Cross Creek, The Meadows, and the renovated Woodward Golf Club. $247 in value for just $89. Or get bonus gifts with the Deluxe Golf Card for $119. No restrictions, good through September of 2024, but supplies are limited. Buy right now at nextround.store.
with you on the next round. We've taken a picture. We'll send it out, suitable for framing, so the people behind the scenes who keep us on the air will be able to get out of their costume. But happy Halloween to everyone. Be safe tonight. Enjoy the time with your kids and your family, and give out the full-size candy bars. We live in the greatest country on the planet. No need to go miniatures. If you can afford it, go full-size candy bars. We'll do our upset alert in just a second. After LT tells us about our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
Good, man. Got to keep the energy going. 969-8100, 205-969-8100. Have that Eagle Vision 2015. That's what my man's got right now. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. They're going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You got zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jim Michelson, best in the business. MichelsonLaserVision.com for more information.
I was thinking of which trophy Little T could be next year. She's done the Heisman and the Lombardi. She could be the Stanley Cup.
Could be the Stanley Cup, Claret Jug.
Yeah. Could be any of the Big Ten battle, the trophies.
Floyd of Rosedale.
Hey, look, I've only played Augusta 11 times. Who's counting? But when I played Augusta, that green jacket, that little girl could pull off the green jacket.
She could. You're right. So good.
I'll leave it to McAfee to go inappropriate on touching the Lombardi trophy there.
I was close.
You were close to touching
it. And it is Paul's.
All right, upset alert every week right now, where we try to pick a winner. Some of us had winners last week, some of us did not. We'll get to the standings in a second. It's brought to you by our friends at MyBookie, where you can play all the winners. Let's hit the open, Rockstar, and we'll hear about MyBookie on the other side.
The College Football Spotlight.
Sound the alarm. College football's upset alert.
All right, we're about to call it here. We're going to give you some upsets. They are presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on to MyBookie.ag. Get that sign-on bonus of 110%. That is free money. Free money from MyBookie.ag. Play it right away. Win once with it. It is yours and yours forever. Money, like my man Pat's got. You got all the money in the world, don't you?
I got a lot.
You know where you get some more? MyBookie.ag. 110% sign-on bonus. So 110% for you. So you probably deposit like $500,000, right?
I mean, I don't like to talk about how much I like to gamble, but I will give you guys an unbelievable pick that I don't know if you know this. My show is coming to Tuscaloosa. Can I just take this over and just start?
No, I got to
because you guys are copying my show.
I got to finish this. MyBookie.ag, code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag, code next round for that 110% sign-on bonus. MyBookie.ag, code next round.
I don't remember being in character for 4 hours last year.
Well, who was he last year?
I don't know what you're talking about. Last time I played Augusta, though.
Evil Knievel.
Were you my guy? Were you on my bag?
Yes.
You were on my bag.
You were a very good tipper, by the way. I appreciate that.
Not one, not two, not three, not four, but $500 is what I typically tip my guy.
Oh.
Did I give you five C notes?
You did give me five. And a little extra to run and get you what you called a little smoking tundra.
Wow. A little flour from Georgia.
Yeah.
I get my flour up in Georgia. Okay, since this is my show and my segment that I will be in Tuscaloosa, by the way, the guys from ESPN will be with me. Thinking about just keeping my PJ down here and then flying back after the game.
That's what you ought to do.
That's what I would do.
This ain't going to be popular because we are in Birmingham, right?
This is Birmingham, Alabama.
Not going to be popular.
Let's do the standings first.
Okay.
Here's the latest standings. Upset alert.
See who's running the show.
Yeah. McAfee is tied for second place right now. Dunaway's got 6. McAfee's got 6.
Who's leading?
Brown Bandits got 12.
All right. What's the new scoring system?
New scoring system is what McAfee does on his show called College Game Day.
Yep.
And I'll pull it up and read it to you.
Appreciate the plug.
It's a super dog. You guys, you guys do the super dog all the time.
And I've got a super dog for Saturday.
You get 1 point for a push.
Yep.
You got to be at least 4.5. 5 points for the cover.
Okay.
5 points plus the spread for an outright win.
Yep. All right.
So this is a game changer.
I know how this works.
We can close the gap.
And I have a winner for this weekend.
What do you have?
So, you guys know I'll be in Tuscaloosa on Saturday.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm thinking about staying down here all week. See if there's anything to do. Look, this LSU offense is popping right now. And Nick Saban, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know how often you get him on this show. He's on my show every single week.
Yep.
With that said, I want to say this before Coach comes on this week because he's not going to like this. He sent me a jersey. I don't know if you know that. He signed the jersey.
I saw that.
I like LSU coming into Bryant-Denny. This reminds me of 2019, and I think LSU not only wins this game, or not only covers, they win the game, and Jaden Daniels, that man is a warrior. After the game, he will be your Heisman favorite. Watch out. LSU rolls into Bryant-Denny. I'll be there to see it, too. I'll be on the sidelines.
That's right.
Give me LSU. Straight up.
What is the MyBookie line on that? Is it back at 4.5 again? For this purpose, we need to play it at 4.5?
Yeah, you got to add a half one way or the other.
Yeah.
Right now at MyBookie, Jimmy Dunaway.
I thought it had dropped to
Alabama
3.5.
is 3.
Yeah.
3.
We'll play it at 4.5 for McAfee since he's our guest.
Wrong team favorite.
Wrong team, he says.
We'll get it in there. I had a winner last week with UMass outright. They broke the nation's longest losing streak of 7 straight games.
How about that? They beat Army, man.
They were tied with, I think, Sam Houston.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
You guys go off the board here.
Not ready to talk about that one, are you?
UMass! UMass!
I think I've even forgotten who this team plays, but I'm going to take them anyway because it was an easy logo to draw. I'm going to take Virginia Tech plus the 9.5.
They play
this
Louisville,
weekend.
man. I was about to
That's
say
right.
that you do deep dives on your information to have UMass last week.
They do
That's a
play
good
Louisville.
picture. That's a pretty good logo.
Yeah, thank you there, McAfee. Plus 9.5. I'll take Virginia Tech to win outright against Louisville. Brownie?
Come on, Dion.
So
Take yourself. Take yourself, Brian.
I'm told that there is normally a man sitting right here called the Brown Bandit. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. He ain't here today. You know why? What are these picks for me?
Personal.
They're what?
Personal.
They're what?
Personal.
They're personal.
Uh-huh.
They're personal.
That's why. That's how you get the lead that I have, is you go personal for these picks. So this one's personal for me. A lot of you are going to look at this and say, Coach Prime's lost his mind.
He hasn't.
He has not lost his mind. Coach Prime knows what he's talking about.
He does.
I'm told your name is Rockstar. Am I right about that?
Well, today it's not.
Oh, you can't wait to hear this in this voice. We're going to go to Athens, Georgia. We've been on this all week. We're going to stay on this all week because it's personal. 15.5 points. We don't need them. Tell me, Pee-wee. 15.5 points.
We don't need them.
I am going M-I-Z.
K-E-Y.
Let's try that again. M-I-Z.
K-E-Y. M-O-U-S-E.
One more time. M-I-Z.
Z-O-U.
That's right, minus the 15.5. We don't need them. Missouri outright over the Georgia Bulldogs.
There was a reason I was a kickoff specialist. I kicked away from guys like this.
Yep.
And not only could this guy return, could eat up a third of the field, this guy can coach and he can draw.
I can
Look
draw.
at
Look
that
at
shit.
that
He can
tiger.
draw. That is a tiger.
Look at that tiger.
Look at those teeth.
Look at those teeth. They think they eat you. You know what Kirby's going to say after the game? I saw Coach Prime picking against me. Somebody texted me, Coach Prime picked against me. I thought he was a friend of mine. That guy likes to recruit, though. You dang right, Coach. I like to recruit because it's personal.
I got to tell you, I don't like it, Coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't either. Beat
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
I think Kirby has woken up.
We'll see.
Georgia's won not one,
Not one.
not two, but
Not
coming up
two.
on three. Three straight national
You think they're
champions.
going to do it now?
I think they do it now. I think they woke up.
Okay. We'll see.
All right. That is our upset alert today, brought to you by our friends at MyBookie, mybookie.ag. You can play that with the promo code next round. Also, McAfee's hair today being brought to you by...
Okay, so they were telling me about this Dr. Beckenstein who can, like, I've got a thick gold mane of hair. God gave me this gold mane of hair.
That's right.
But if you have a problem, you know, be a little preemptive out there. If you start thinning out, here is a number you need to call. Dr. Beckenstein, I hear one of the best in Alabama, 205-319-0316. Do those non-invasive treatments. That hair can more than double in thickness. T3hair.net for more information. Dr. Beckenstein's also offering Sensus Transdermal Infuser. I thought this was only done in New York City, but according to this, it's being done right now in Birmingham. This enables Dr. B to get various medicines and therapies into the scalp where the hair follicles are without using any injections. This is revolutionary, as Dr. B can pinpoint delivery of a patient's genetically specific products without any needles. T3hair.net, 205-319-0316.
Never miss anything Auburn. Watch Village Vice at Wardam Pods on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations, but we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, brombergs.com.
Want more of The Next Round? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app. Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for The Next Round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. And don't forget about that 29-degree man-sized drafts. It's Twin Peaks at the Patton Creek Shopping Centers.
Make sure to start your day at nextroundlive.com. Get caught up on the latest podcasts and videos from the live daily show, plus specialty shows such as the Mystery Fifth Hour. You can also learn more about the whole staff at Double Down Media, find all of our social media feeds, see the latest videos from our YouTube channel and gaming channel, plus find other ways to consume the show like the Next Round mobile app, which you can download direct from the site via your iOS and Android device. Make nextroundlive.com your homepage and stay up to date with everything from us here at the Next Round.
Dabo has responded a little bit today to what went on in his coach's show last night.
Walk it back, Dabo.
No, he's not.
He did not back it up, Terry?
He's not backing it up. Show being brought to you in part by our friends at Hemp Hill.
Yeah, you want to tell them about it or me?
You tell them about it, man.
Okay, let me see here. Yeah, Hemp Hill Service, named Birmingham, has trusted since 1954, heating, cooling, plumbing. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys, 205-229-2090. Looks like last day of this, 0% for 60 months for qualified customers, free Wi-Fi upgrade, 10-year labor on any system replacement, plus $69 fall tune-up. That's from our friends at Hemp Hill Services.
Dabo, per David Hell of ESPN, I had some idiot go Old Testament on me, and he got an Old Testament response.
Well, a guy did go Old Testament on him. Proverbs is in the Old Testament, factually.
5-minute crybaby rant. Dabo, you've done great for Clemson. Brother, just pull back. Battle adversity. Do it the right way. Don't attack a kid.
But I mean, again, Dunaway, this is the way, this is the arc. I mean, we've seen it in Tuscaloosa, right? Not that fans have turned on Nick Saban because he hasn't given them any reason to. I mean, they turn on him a little bit, but not to this level. You would never have a fan call up and say those kinds of things to Nick Saban if Nick Saban took phone calls. But you know good and well that 2009 national championship parade was body to body, right?
That's right.
And then 2011, still good. Then 2012, I don't even know if they had a parade. Like there was one, they didn't even have a parade, right? They're like, we're just going to honor them at A-Day game or whatever. I mean, it starts to be you get complacent as a fan base with winning. You get that's all you ever expect, and the minute it changes, man, you expect nothing but to win.
Well, I'll tell you this. Dabo has done great things, but what you can't do is make it about you. You never want to make it about you. Doesn't matter what you're doing in business. You want to be a team guy. And this is about the program. This is not about you, Dabo. And look, you're making $11.5 million. You got to be able to take some of the criticism. And look, for him to line this up and talk about all his accomplishments, and I worked my ass off, and I slept in a bed with my mom. All people care about is winning.
But it is true. You'll give me that, right? He did work his ass off.
Yeah, but you ain't got to say it. We know that. We know Clemson was shit back in the day, and Dabo turned that thing around, and he is one of the best coaches in all of college football. He's just going through a rough patch right now.
I saw somebody supporting Dabo last night that said the thing I will always respect about Dabo, whether you like him or not, whether you're a Clemson fan or not, whether you like his shtick or not, the thing I will always respect about him is the guy bet on himself time after time after time. Like, Dabo was not good enough to go play football at Alabama, right? But he went and he said, I'll try to earn a scholarship. He earned a scholarship. Dabo was never a star at Alabama, barely even played. Dabo was a college coach that got caught up in a scandal at Alabama, got fired. So he was had a really good real estate job here in town, a commercial real estate job.
He was going to make a lot of money.
Was going to make a lot of money.
Dabo sold real estate?
He did, yes, commercial real estate. He was going to make a lot of money, Dunaway. He was going to sit there and make a lot of money on a name that people recognize. But you know what he said? He said, it is not what fulfills me. So he bet on himself and he went back into coaching. I mean, all those things about Dabo are true, 100% true. And I do respect the heck out of that, whether you like him or not.
I think he took a bite of the apple, though, and he enjoys the fruits of $11.5 million in the big houses.
If that's what the caller said, he's changed. Do you think he's changed? He said in 2018.
Look, I mean, being a dude from Pennsylvania that played at West Virginia, it's hard to call him hokey, but he's always been hokey. So he hasn't changed his hokiness. But, yeah, I think he's changed his dog. He doesn't have the dog that Dabo used to have.
And that's what the caller said is you were a humble guy. He shared the proverb, pride comes before the fall. And he said you were a humble guy. And something changed in 2018 and you lost your humility and essentially said the program has fallen because you lost your humility.
David's right. If Dabo doesn't adapt this time with NIL and the transfer portal, he will not win. He will not win this bet on himself.
Oh, that's
trying to do it that way. It's a great point. He brought it, it's sad with Clemson's basketball history. He went Frank Howard. He went Danny Ford had down years. Frank Howard had down years. He didn't have a Clemson basketball coach to reference, so he went Coach K. He went to
Duke.
That.
Cliff Ellis. Yes.
So he went to Coach K, who had a down year. And Coach K also was adamant against the transfer portal to start with. That's not the way we're going to do it at Duke. He did that for 1 year.
Well, look, he was also...
And then he adjusted.
Yeah.
But he started doing the one and done.
He was also against one and done.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant.
One and done until he saw Kyrie Irving play.
Yep.
And he's like, maybe a guy like him.
He came out to start with. I meant to say one and done. I said portal, but I meant one and done. He was like, we're not going to do it that way at Duke. We're not going to be a one and done school. That lasted 1 year.
Yep.
And then he was a one and done school because that's how. And Dabo has to be an NIL guy now.
Who is the best right now in the business?
Nick Saban, Kirby Smart.
It's Kirby Smart.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Kirby has got the number one team in the nation. They've won 24 straight games. Kirby is doing it with NIL. He has accepted where we are in college football, and this is what Dabo's going to have to do if Clemson wants to compete with Georgia again.
That's right.
Can't take anything away from what Dabo has done, but adapt or get out.
That's right. It's either, and I agree with you, you cannot live on what you've done forever. It is a here and now world that we live in. You can have a down year by Clemson standards, 2 years. This is the third year where it's not going to meet Clemson standards. Eventually, either you change or the standards change, and you don't want to go to the standards changing. For Dabo, he does need to start embracing, whether it's for this job or some people would say he may still one day coach at a place like Alabama or a place like Texas A&M. Well, if you're ever going to get one of those jobs too, you're going to have to be in the NIL world because those people aren't going to hire you if you're telling them we're not going to do the NIL. I'm going to stick to my guns and we're going to do it old school. Those guys aren't going to give you a look because that's not the world we live in now. If you are ever going to coach at Clemson to have them good again, at an Alabama or Texas A&M or a program like that, you're going to have to get in the NIL game, and that's the only way you're going to be able to win. So that's the way Dabo's got to do it. One more point on Dabo.
No, I was just going to say that Klay fella you guys had on, he pointed out the insecurities of Dabo, and Dabo is showing he's got insecurities, and I just don't know how many other coaches out there that are making 8 figures that would attack a caller for 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, I understand it. I mean, you work.
I don't.
I understand it. You work your butt off to do all you've done, and you don't feel appreciated by the people you've done all this. You've made things better for the Clemson folks, and you don't feel appreciated.
No.
I understand it. You just cannot express it.
Well, look, I think I've done.
You can't express it. You just can't express it.
I've done a lot for ESPN, and they did a poll on whether or not I should come back to game day because I don't know if you guys know this. I'm in my final year of my contract,
That's what I heard.
and most people voted they didn't want me back. So I don't know if I'm going to come back. I don't think that's showing insecurity on my part, just because I'm going to do what the fans want.
Okay, but you're being in your McAfee, role that you're playing here. That 100% was a selfish comment that McAfee made, saying, "I don't know if I'll come back to game day or not."
I heard
his ass
you
will
or
be back.
Jim. I heard you like Pat McAfee. I was
I
excited
do.
about meeting you today.
Yeah, I do. I love him.
But you didn't like that.
That was a selfish comment by him. He 100% will be back on game day with a new contract, with
we'll
more
see.
money. He'll be back.
We'll see.
For you personally, with everything you've done for us up here, LT has done for us. If we stopped appreciating you for what you've done, then that would hurt your feelings. Then maybe you wouldn't express it, but it would hurt your feelings. It would hurt my feelings. It would hurt Brown's feelings. It would hurt anybody's feelings. And Dabo just can't express it. I mean, it's got to hurt his feelings to all those people who've been patting me on the back. I bust my butt. I made you guys Clemson. I made Clemson at one point to be considered the destination spot in college football.
But don't you think that appreciation shows up the 15th and the 30th of every month?
With the payday? It's not enough, Brown. It's not enough.
That's not enough.
No, the money. It's not all about money in the world, and it is
for Dabo.
It's all the money. It's plenty of money.
It's the ultimate way that businesses show appreciation.
That's not the way everybody is built. The
$35,000 mailbox.
You do want the money. Don't tell me that it's not about the money. It is about the money, but it's not all. You need to be appreciated by the people you're doing the work for.
But I do wonder with Dabo. Like he's talked about how the fan base has changed since he won his first championship.
And it has.
I'm sure it has.
Alabama fans have changed.
But do you think the appreciation, like when he was the first coach and he was still struggling a little bit, he was not getting appreciation. He's getting it now, but he just doesn't recognize it because he's gotten it all along. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
I know what he's saying.
Yeah. But do you think people appreciate the job Nick Saban is doing this year?
Less now than they used to.
And that guy is coaching his ass off this year. He's coaching harder now than he had to in 2012.
But Nick Saban is in the mix. They're still in the college football playoff hunt. Now, I personally think they lose this weekend, but if they beat LSU, then everything's in front of them and they can get back to a college football playoff. Clemson at 4-4, they are done. And look, this ain't all about Dabo. Dabo doesn't run down the hill to show off. You know how hard it is for a 53-year-old man to run down a hill in khakis?
Yeah. No, that's another great point about Dabo. That's not early Dabo. That is a me moment, in my opinion, when he is on a dead sprint down the hill ahead of the team. That's not a me moment. I mean, that is a me moment.
And I know I'm not supposed to say this working for the network, but I want him to trip.
Our friends, one more rivalry game this weekend, and another amazing comment from a head coach last night. Mike Gundy, who's a favorite on the show. Mike Gundy, ahead of the rivalry, Oklahoma State. But let me tell you about Maestro Dobel Diamante, the completely clear tequila that is aged in wood barrels from the Balkan region of Eastern Europe. It's our friends at Maestro Dobel Diamante, 100% agave, robust of flavor. You would love this tequila, McAfee.
I've had it before. I got some on my PJ.
No. The result is this pleasant contrast, crystal clear, robust tequila. Maestro Dobel Diamante. Ask for it by name, Maestro Dobel Diamante. Rockstar, give me cut number 7. Mike Gundy at his news conference talking about the rivalry. 117 times they played Bedlam. This could be the last one. He played, remember, he was an Oklahoma State quarterback,
That's right.
So he played in this game against Brian Bosworth's Oklahoma Sooner team. Cut number 7 in a second, Rockstar. We will get to Gundy here, who makes comments about what the rivalry used to be. And that game coming up this weekend, I think it'll be an entertaining game. I think Oklahoma State has a chance against Oklahoma in this game.
Those fans are going to be rabid. You think about Oklahoma, the last time they're going to play in Stillwater for who knows how long. It could be 50 years.
Maybe never.
And it's going to be venomous, and they're going to come after them, and that is a dog team right now. I think Oklahoma State's got all Oklahoma wants.
Yeah, and see if you hear Gundy maybe insinuate at the end Brian Bosworth may have used steroids back in the day. Here's Gundy's news conference yesterday.
When you were a player versus where you are now as a coach, was it hard for you to not get caught up in the rivalry?
It didn't bother me because we didn't have phones and social media, but it was a rivalry then. Like, Bosworth spit in my face, I spit in his face. I mean, it was actually a rivalry, right? Like, the summer of before my sophomore year, I would go to parties in Oklahoma City and they would say, well, Bosworth and Migliozzo and some of those guys were here. And so I had to make a decision whether were we going to have confrontation there and who was with me. Because, I'm not going to, those guys, I can kick them in the shin and run like hell. But I'm not dumb. So we had to make those decisions because, what kind of a frame of mind was Brian going to be in on that point? I don't know. Had he taken a vitamin C and had a few drinks, well, he might not be a guy you want to talk to at that point. He'd get real red and cross his face. So it was a rivalry then. Now it's not as much anymore, unfortunately, because of the way it is. But it's a very important game. I don't want to push past that.
Yeah. Prime, you're opinionated. Did he just go there?
He just went there.
He did. Vitamin C?
Vitamin C.
Right.
Translation?
That was steroids in the 80s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Steroids in the 80s. So, of course, in the world we live in, Brian Bosworth responded.
Oh, of course he did. Yes.
Guess what, Coach G? Bedlam is still a rivalry, and Big Brother still wants to whip Little Brother's ass. How about we meet this Saturday at your place, let's say the 50-yard line, so we can exchange pleasantries the old-fashioned way, face-to-face. I'll see you there, Boomer.
Is that a invitation for a fight right there, you think?
Wow.
Sheriff?
Yeah, he's a legal man now. He's supposed to be protected and serving.
That's what, hey, but you remember Doc Holliday, he told him, I got a badge now.
Yeah, so rivalry game this week, and that was a very calm Gundy there.
It was. He could be a little more boisterous.
It sounded like he was trying to downplay the rivalry game a little bit. Probably because they have a fighting chance to win this one.
Oh, I think they win the game. I think Ollie Gordon running the football. Oklahoma showed a lot of blemishes last week. Kansas tried to keep them in that game and turning the football over multiple times inside the 20. They still won that game with a backup quarterback. I fully expect Oklahoma State. I thought about playing them as my super dog, and maybe I will. I don't want to get the crowd incited on Saturday. So I think I might go Oklahoma State instead of the LSU I gave you guys.
Okay. Would you like to flip to Oklahoma State in our game here on the show?
No.
Hey, speaking of flip, Orlovsky is flipping to the top of the next hour. He needs to go at 11. Trade deadline coming up. They changed the schedule.
All right. Dan Orlovsky, when we come back, we'll talk
Love that man.
We'll talk to Orlovsky. The show being brought to you by our friends right there at Way to Wellness. When it's time to fit into your master's caddy suit coming up next April, don't you want to be slim?
Oh, yeah.
Able to walk the 18 holes there, Amen Corner and all that. Way to Wellness can help you. Your journey to healthy living, all you have to do is go to this website, aplanforme.com. Aplanforme.com. You'll find there at Way to Wellness, they'll design a plan specifically for you. Maybe it's for weight loss. Maybe it's to control your blood pressure, your cholesterol, something that happened to me as I started to get a little bit older. Aplanforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is absolutely free. It is Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
There are so many things I love about walk-ons. Authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, prepared fresh, daily from scratch. A great beer selection and TVs everywhere to watch the big game every day of the week. And, of course, they've got two great locations on Highway 280 and 119 and at Hoover near the Hoover Met. Walk-ons is also a great place for happy hour, 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. And it's an easy take-home experience for the family as well. Highway 280 and Hoover with walk-ons.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the Next Round hosts a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation, while sipping some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, presented by Redmont Vodka. LT has in-depth conversations with personalities like Klay Travis and Taylor Hicks. Find those podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple and Spotify. And remember to like and subscribe.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at Hydra Live Therapy. IV therapy treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy, reduce stress and anxiety, and boost your immune system, and more. If you mention the Next Round at checkout, save 20% off any service. You can join the IV League today. Members are rewarded with deep discounts. Make sure you ask about that. Hydra Life Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone.
Going to a big football game? Walking around all day? Then you'll want comfortable shoes. This is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Score a touchdown with a new pair of ultra-comfortable running or walking shoes. Come to the New Balance Birmingham store. I'm telling you, we'll make sure you have a perfect fit and we'll treat you like the starting QB. Our job is to make sure your feet are happy. Visit the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. Your feet will thank you.
The Next Round Golf Court is here. Your chance to play 4 area golf courses for just $89. Get 18 holes of golf and cart at Limestone Springs, Cross Creek, The Meadows, and the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. That's a value of $247 for just $89. Or get the Next Round Deluxe Golf Cart for just $119. It gets you all 4 courses with cart, plus an exclusive Next Round Golf t-shirt, koozie, golf tees, and a sticker. There are no restrictions. The cart is good through September 2024. Get your golf cart now at nextround.store.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
I just unloaded Deion Sanders and Pat McAfee's bags here at Augusta National, getting ready to play 18 holes, and McAfee just walked in and said Orlovsky had no idea I was going to be here today.
Right, you never know.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to bring it up, but I got a memo, and I'm on a different email chain with the mothership than a lot of these guys are. I get paid a lot more than guys like Dan. I respect his opinion. But they're doing a private Christmas party this year. You know, ESPN's got to be really careful and delicate with a lot of things they do, but it's an underground party. I'm just wondering if, Dan, if you got the invitation that I got today.
A couple of things. I actually made the invitation. You guys look amazing. I'm not going to lie. 2 seconds, I was like, wait, that gotta be McAfee, and it looks like he went with the right version of Deion Sanders. Like, you didn't cross the line, Deion Sanders.
No, not going to end the career on that one. Dan is with us.
You guys look great.
Thank you, Dan. Dan is with us a little bit early. Dan Orlovsky, because he's headed to Germany for the Frankfurt games. He is with us.
Another game in Europe. Imagine that.
Courtesy of MyBookie.ag code Next Round. MyBookie.ag code Next Round for that 110% sign-on bonus. How do those games feel over there? Do you feel like you're in an actual NFL game?
Oh, yeah, very much so. You know, I played in London twice, and then I've done 2 London games. And those feel, you know, the only difference is in relation to the NFL games that are obviously in America is there's not the highs and lows emotion and energy-wise for the home team. It's kind of a constant energy. You know, it's never, hey, third down and the Packers are at home and so the place is going nuts. Or the Lions are at home, so the place is going nuts. It's kind of just this constant energy. And I've never done one in Germany, played and or called. I obviously know it's a massive game with the potential number 1 seed on the line for both these teams. from my understanding, it will feel significantly more like an event rather than just an NFL game. Like, it is going to feel like a big event. People in Frankfurt supposedly love the NFL, love American football. So for the first one there in a long time, I think at least maybe not ever, I'm sure it's going to be a massive deal, and it could be, you know, an international, obviously, icon in attendance as well. So,
hey, I want to get into this San Francisco situation, but I got to ask you first, did Tiffany do the backsplash? Because Samantha and I redoing the kitchen, and I love that backsplash.
Yeah, she did. My wife did that. We moved here about 4 years ago, and the kitchen island was like some black, fancy Italian marble or something. It looked awful, so we put like a whitish in there, and then the backsplash. We live in a beach town in Connecticut, so the backsplash had like a little bit of like a beach wave feel to it, and she liked this subway tile, I think they call it. Yeah. Look at me. So she did that for sure.
It looks good. So nobody talks about Seattle. I went on this rant yesterday. Seattle's way over here by Canada. We're way over here. Nobody talks about Pete Carroll and the guys, and now they're in first place in the NFC West right now.
Yeah.
San Francisco's lost 3 consecutive games. First of all, I think Seattle's for real. I don't know how you feel. And San Francisco, look, I know Trent Williams was a loss. Dabo Samuel's not 100%. But, boy, they're trending in a bad direction with Brock Purdy right now.
Yeah, Seattle's definitely for real. I mean, playoff football team last year, and the Witherspoon draft pick has been huge. Spoon has been awesome at the secondary position, and they've gotten healthy a little bit on the back end as well. Their defensive, like their front seven, Jordan Brooks, a linebacker for them, had torn the ACL last year. He's back playing to the kind of the expectation. So Seattle's for real. Their offense is really good. Geno Smith's so consistent. They've gotten Jackson Smith and Jigba more involved. They play with 2 tight ends as much and as well as anybody. So no question about it, Seattle can win that division. San Francisco, I think a couple of things. We can't just gloss over no Trent and no Debo. You know, those are very real things. Best left tackle in football, arguably, and then one of the best pieces. So they matter. But as far as the play on the field, the thing that has to be concerning if you're Kyle Shanahan is there's too many passes that are getting touched by the defense. That was the beauty of Brock, was he was throwing to guys before they were even remotely close to being ready for the ball, and he wasn't turning the ball over. That was the rare thing. And that's happened a little bit over the past couple of 3 weeks, or the ball's been tipped a little bit. That wasn't happening. So Kyle's got to figure that out a little bit with Brock. And then defensively, you know, one of the things about San Francisco's defense last year under D'Amico that was so awesome was it was suffocating, but not exposed. Like it would just choke you out as an offense, but they never were vulnerable. It didn't feel like that when you would watch tape. And right now you go, yeah, they're really talented, but like we can get after them. And you never felt that way against them last year. And so I think they're playing way too much man coverage on early downs and kind of suffocating or getting rid of the pass rush. And I think that's probably one of their biggest concerns.
You know, caddies carry around these books all the time, but sometimes the
can you get me a tea time?
Yeah, you can play with McAfee. He's got an opening in his group.
I played Augusta 11 times. 11 times
last week.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs was out of the book though last year. The Alabama and Georgia Tech running back, but the last 2 weeks, it's what the Lions wanted out of him. Is there a way that Jahmyr Gibbs exists when Montgomery comes back healthy, or can those two not coexist? Playing that style together?
No, I think they can. We got to remember it's a long season. You know, they're not even technically halfway through, just about, but technically. So you can get those guys together, and at the end of the day, whoever's performing the best as you get into this back stretch is going to be the person to get the rock a ton. You know, I'm going to do this. His touchdown run, you know, we saw him sprinkled in a bunch of different ways, right? Last night, they threw it to him in a check down manner. They threw deliberate screens to him. They lined him up at wide receiver. We saw the full usage. But the touchdown run last night I'm going to do this on NFL Live today, was probably the most impressive, like, run and moment NFL-wise for me for Gibbs, because Austin Eckler, Chargers back, was talking a couple weeks ago, and someone asked him, like, hey, how come he's not getting used as much as Montgomery, this and that? And football dumbness, like football nerdness, he was like, you know, his tracks aren't as good as David's. And, you know, that to the outside person, that might not mean a lot, but to football weirdos, it's everything. And last night on that touchdown run, you saw exactly what Eckler was referencing. And I think like those are the growth moments that the Lions have been waiting for to allow the full package of his talent to be on display. So I think they'll use them both for sure. And whoever's the hot hand as they go down the home stretch will be the guy.
ESPN's Dan Orlovsky on his way to Germany. He's with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, presented each week by MyBookie.ag. Code NEXTROUND when you sign on at MyBookie.ag for that 110% sign-on bonus. It's almost a travesty to discuss this game with you, but I am curious from an NFL perspective. Had you won the coin toss in overtime of Jets-Giants, would you have deferred?
100%.
I don't know why they.
I
don't know why they didn't.
I'm sure he's going to get asked that today. I love Brian Dabo. I'm a huge fan of his. I think he's a really good coach. Obviously, this year is not going great, and there's circumstances that mean that, but that was a head scratcher to me. The 4th and 1 field goal kick at the end of the game when Gano misses for the second time, I honestly thought that was the clear and easy right decision. But to not put your defense on the field was a head scratcher, knowing how well that defense had played in that game and has been for the past 3 or 4 weeks, was head scratching because there was no shot that you put your offense out on the field with even any remote thought of good or success. So that to me was a head scratcher.
I don't know why. When I watch Jacksonville, who's won 5 consecutive games, nobody still talks about them in the AFC. They kind of remind me of San Francisco the last couple of years with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. He's not like going to light you up. He's obviously growing as a quarterback, but their defense gets better and better. They effectively run the football, and they're just a physical team.
Yeah, I think that the interesting aspects of Jacksonville are this. Number one, the quarterback is starting to become a difference maker. The expectation of the number 1 pick. Like, he made some unbelievable throws against Pittsburgh. The touchdown pass to Travis Etienne looks like Ichiro from right field. I mean, the ball gets 5 feet off the ground. It's an absolute piss missile in the pouring rain. He's using his legs a bunch. Like, that's where he's evolved into the Patrick, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar conversation, is using his legs to be a backbreaker. But their defense has been so good. And some of those early picks, like Trayvon Walker had some nice plays. Josh Allen is starting to play good. They got Foye, who's unbelievable at linebacker. Their coverage unit's been really good. Dude, there are 2 losses this year. 2 losses this year. One, they lost at home to Kansas City in a 1-score game when they had 3 touchdowns that didn't get in the end zone by like literally an inch, all 3. And then they lost to Houston when they gave up 2 blown coverage touchdowns, complete blown coverage touchdowns, had a blocked field goal, and gave a kick return for a touchdown. I mean, that's the difference of 24 points right there, essentially. So I think Jacksonville, there's 5 teams in the AFC for me that I think are in that class right now, halfway through the season. It's Miami, it's Kansas City, it's Cincinnati, it's Baltimore, it's Jacksonville.
Obviously, with his ties to Alabama, a lot of Tua Tagovailoa fans here. Brownie's a Dolphins fan. You were raving on social media, I think it was on X, about a throw that he made that was unfair. Can you explain to those that, and we tell you all the time, go follow Orlovsky on all of his platforms and watch him, but you're breaking down film. Does he throw it faster than anybody else in the league right now?
No question. I said that week 1. The first game, no one throws it faster than Tua. No, it sees it faster than Tua. It actually was a 1-score game. It's 3rd and 9 against New England this past week with maybe 2 minutes, maybe 2:30 on the clock, something like that. So 3rd and 9. It's a high leverage moment. It's a 1-score game. You know, it's obviously a big deal. And he throws a ball to Tua in the middle of 3 people, and all 3 of those people have eyes on the quarterback. It's not like they're like man coverage and backs are turned. They're all watching Tua, and he throws the ball so freaking early that I like just being completely abundant. I don't have the gut. I wouldn't have the guts to make it. Like, I wouldn't have the courage to make it. Like, and he just cuts it loose and he throws it kind of behind Tyreek on purpose so he doesn't get him killed by the outside defender. And I just sit there and go like, man. Like, I got asked this past week by the part of my take guys, what's the difference really between starter and backup? I feel like that plays an example of it. Like, the backup just doesn't make that throw. He just doesn't have the guts to. And Tua just ho-hum, just another conversion. It was unbelievable to watch.
You played the position at this level, and you mentioned one of your 5 AFC teams, Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, to go on the road in San Francisco and to complete 19 consecutive passes, how difficult is that to do?
I can't count the amount of times I watched 19 passes get completed in practice. You could go to, honestly, 19. You can go to NFL training camps and not watch quarterbacks complete 19 passes on air in a row because it's hard to do. Like it. And Joe, that's why, when the first couple weeks of the season were going and the injury happened and everyone was like, I was like, dude, they just have to find a way. I don't care what it looks like to get to 3-3 at the bye. Just get them there and get them healthy. Because after that, watch out. Because I just think the team is the best team that Joe has had, certainly offensive line-wise, since he's been there. And to watch just to pick apart, I kind of expected that. The movement for me was kind of the difference maker. And it was tactical. They play Sunday night versus Buffalo. If they win, and I think they do, lock them in. They're going to the playoffs. And they're a problem for everybody.
My wife and my daughters think it's weird I dream about the Dolphins, but I did dream last night they win this game and win it going away. So enjoy Frankfurt, Dan. That's what's coming up.
Are you going to put American dollars on that? Or
not very likely, but I did dream it. And sometimes my dreams do come true.
All right, great. That sounds good. Well, I appreciate it. I'll have a lot of fun.
Safe travels. See you at the party.
Yeah, safe travels, buddy. Thanks.
Later, guys. Let me know my tea time.
Okay. Yeah, we'll let you know. Dan Orlovsky, presented every single week by MyBookie.ag, code next round. MyBookie.ag, code next round for that 110% sign-on bonus. It's personal.
Yeah, it really is. So, too, is our friends at Champy's. A personal lunch for you by there. Get by and see Sterling and the crew. They bring you this hour, Champy's Chicken. Highway 119 in Alabaster. You'd love 119 in Alabaster, McAfee. You'd love Champy's Chicken. Hand-cut chicken fingers, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, cooked to order, deep-fried southern chicken right there. It is champyschicken.com. Go by and see Sterling and the crew. We're about to do 4 downs coming up in a second. Brownie's got steak night, date night coming up Friday. That includes vegetables, sometimes with our friends at Moore's Marinade.
Oh, Jimmy D does it ever. Moore's Marinade is what I absolutely use. Dan, you would love it. Or excuse me, Pat, you would love it. My apologies.
Got my own coming on the shelves.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah, it'll be out in 2024.
Well, you know it's
Q2 2024.
Q2.
My team's got it coming up.
Second quarter for those of you that don't have business acumen.
Moore's Marinade is what we use at the Brown House and Prime's house. When you're cooking that prime meat, you want Moore's Marinade on it. And their wing sauces are amazing, too. They'll make you the king in the backyard this football weekend. Don't forget that Moore's Buffalo wing sauce. Perfectly tangy flavor that keeps you licking your fingers even after the wings are gone. Dip it, drizzle it, slather Moore's Buffalo wing sauce on everything you eat, from chicken fingers to burgers to sandwiches, pizza, pasta, tacos, fries, and more. See why grill masters prefer Moore's marinades and wing sauces. Get recipe ideas, get grilling inspiration, all at mooresmarinades.com. That is mooresmarinades.com.
Cut 3, Rockstar. While you're pulling it up in basketball last night, exhibition play, UAB beat Morehouse 88-70. 3 guys hitting multiple three-pointers for UAB, including Eric Gaines, Barry Dunning, and Tony, 9 of 21 from 3. They opened the season Monday night at Bartow against Bradley, November 6th, 7 o'clock. Auburn opens the season next Tuesday up at the Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Auburn and Baylor to open the season next Tuesday night. Alabama opens against Morehead State Monday night. Mark Sears has a groin injury, didn't play in the exhibition game against Wake Forest. We'll see if he's there versus Morehead State Monday night as basketball season gets cranked up. And by the way, while we're talking basketball, last year Louisville lost to D2 Lenoir Rhine in an exhibition game, and they went 4-28.
That's not good.
Last night, they lost their exhibition game to Division II Kentucky Wesleyan.
Yeah, you've lived up there. Is that any good?
That's not good.
Not good?
Yeah, so we'll see if Louisville improves from 4-28. Jim Harbaugh yesterday gets asked about and this was the character I was going to be. I was going to be the Michigan sign sealer, but I could not find a convict outfit that fit me.
Oh, somebody else up here had that idea too. They ran it past me.
Yeah,
and I gave them a tip, and they didn't use it.
Yeah, sexy convict is all I could find at the local Spirit. I could be a sexy convict, but I thought you guys would have laughed at me coming in with tight, short shorts.
Quirky guy.
Jim Harbaugh's
people
quirky.
Think it's just an act.
Yeah.
Met him a couple of times, came on our show.
Super quirky.
He's weird.
Yeah, he's weird. Jim Harbaugh gets asked about the sign stealing. See how he answers it right here.
Jim, how do you think these allegations and investigations can possibly affect your legacy at Michigan and as a coach?
Team's refreshed. I'm refreshed.
Oh gosh.
Opportunity to spend time with the families. After a pretty good week of practice last week, got some things done, and we're in an onward mode. So I mean, to answer your question specifically, it's a one-track mind that I'm modeling, and I see it throughout the program.
Is it a head coach's responsibility to know everything that's going on in the program?
I think that question probably answers itself. Yeah, I'm not going to get it. I got a one-track mind. I'm not going to be speculating. Kind of let others speculate that on the various speculation that's out there. I mean, would be unfair to the team to not just be coaching the team.
Well, what do you think, guys?
What are the scripts on those Coke bottles? I mean, I just did a read a little bit ago for this Michelson fella.
I ought to go see him.
He needs to go see him. I think this Michigan team is really, really good. I have heard that this is going to be Jim Harbaugh's last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. He's going to be asked these questions. Questions are going to get more and more difficult. Better hope he doesn't lose. He loses a game, they're going to get really difficult.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you, the next shoe to drop in this, keep an eye on this. It is just speculation right now. But if somebody investigates this and looks into it, it is another layer to this story. There is speculation that Connor Stallions was on the sideline with Central Michigan when Jim McElwain was the coach there, in Central Michigan gear when they were playing Michigan State. And if he were, in fact, an employee of Michigan football on that sideline, that becomes an even bigger story.
That is insane. That is insane.
No, let me ask you this, Prime. I mean, you've done a good job, and people are speculating about your future. I know things aren't going great right now, but, man, I mean, you guys, you come to play every week. You got that swag. Everybody knows sooner or later. Yeah. I know you're loyal right now, but if Michigan came calling to Prime, would Prime take that job?
Too cold. I already got that cold in Colorado.
I feel you, man.
I got that cold in Colorado.
I didn't have a lot of options. I turned $100 into $1,400. I went to a kicking camp. Only offer I got, I worked my ass off, Dabo, was to go to West Virginia.
I'm going to go somewhere where it's warm.
I would have gone south if I could have.
Hey,
I feel you.
Somewhere where it's warm. What's the average temperature in College Station, Texas?
College Station, Texas, I think the average temperature is 73 degrees.
Coach Prime likes that.
Let's do our 4 downs today. It's brought to you by the great friends at Slice. Slice, we don't punt on this there, McAfee.
I mean, I don't necessarily like that. I think punters have a place in football, especially if you're a kickoff specialist as well. But Slice, supposed to be incredible pizza, local ingredients. He's Bajija Brothers, 4 locations. There is Lakeview, Vestavia, Montevallo, Crestline Park. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
First down.
I don't know if you guys know this. The GOAT is on our show every week. The GOAT, by the way, is an acronym for the greatest of all time.
I do the commercials with him.
Yeah, you do. I see him. I see him when I'm sitting on my 18-foot custom leather couch in my basement. But this is all Nick Saban based because today is Halloween. Did you guys know it is Nick Saban's 72nd birthday?
I did know that. I carry his bag.
Oh, when he's at Augusta?
All the time.
Oh.
I've heard that. Okay, how does this work?
First down, you just read a question.
Did we get first down? Okay.
Yep, go.
Okay, Nick Saban, 72 today. Rob Schneider, little comedian, but in some bad movies, 60 years old. For the cast of SNL, and specifically Adam Sandler, better career, Rob Schneider or Nick Saban?
Oh, that's easy, Nick Saban.
But for the cast of SNL, do you think they know who Nick Saban is?
The cast of SNL. I was confused by the question. I think the cast of SNL would more easily identify Rob Schneider than Nick Saban. If you just showed them photos.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Some of them are not sports fans.
That's right.
So I'd go Rob Schneider as
They got to know, though. Greatest of all time.
He is the greatest of all time.
Is that an acronym?
That is an acronym, yes.
Hey,
we just call him the GOAT. We take the periods away, though, when it comes to Nick Saban. He sent me a jersey with number 1 on it.
Second down.
Okay, Nick Saban 72 today. John Candy would have been 73, almost born on the same day, 1 year apart.
Wow.
If I took you back to the early 90s, better career, Nick Saban or the late John Candy?
Nick Saban's the greatest of all time.
Just in the 90s?
Just in the 90s, though. Nick,
Okay.
I mean, we've all struggled. We've all struggled.
Yeah.
We've all been where you guys are right here.
I mean, in the 90s, John Candy was better than Nick Saban.
That's why I'm asking the
I think
question.
I would say probably John Candy was better in the 90s than Nick Saban. Now, Saban slaughtered him the rest of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. In the 90s, it's John Candy.
I'm
After
just going
that,
Nick
it's
Saban.
Saban.
Just going to go on and tell you guys. I'm going to let y'all have your opinion, but I'm going Nick Saban in all 4 of these downs.
Okay,
Yeah.
all 4 downs. Nick Saban.
I'll save my breath because I don't like to talk. I don't know if you guys. I don't like to talk. It's y'all show. Nick Saban 72 today. Better career for a Nick Saban or Nick Cage? Nick Cage.
Nick Saban, better career than Nick Cage. Nick Saban, better career.
Am I asking
You
a
see
question?
National Treasure?
I mean,
You see Con Air? This is where Nick Cage got his look in Con Air. Cameron Poe. My southern accent better than Nick Cage's in that movie Con Air.
Nicolas Cage had 1 national treasure. Nick Saban's had 7 national treasures. Boom.
Boom. Walk off.
I can't argue that.
4th down.
I don't know if you guys know this. The GOAT, 72 years old today, Nick Saban.
Is that an acronym?
It
that
is
goat
for a lot,
outta
but
here.
not for Nick Saban. Chris Columbus, 572 he would have been if he would have made it.
What got him?
Too many
500 years.
skanks, too many missed ports, too many skanks, too much alcohol.
He missed Nick Saban by 500 years.
What was the official cause of death?
I think
there?
it's the Rhea of Ghana.
The Rhea of Ghana.
Yeah.
So that was the one bait he did not want to
I know
find.
he had that. He got after it.
572 would have been. Better career, Nick Saban, Christopher Columbus.
That's worth a poll question. I'm going to say Nick Saban had a better career than Chris Columbus. Now,
I don't want to jump in, but I will.
Please do.
Remember, Chris Columbus, one-hit wonder.
he was, and let's point
it was a
out
mistake,
the
right?
hit was a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, he was not looking for the West Indies or the Rhea of Ghana, but he found them both, right? I mean, he was looking for the United States.
He made some promises. He thought he thought it was in India.
Yeah, but he was looking
Am I
for
in India?
Yeah, he was looking for the U.S., right? He was looking for freedom. He was looking for the greatest country in the world.
Well, if you want me to make it an analogy, and I don't mind making analogies, but this is kind of like his miss on America was like Nick Saban's medical team's miss on Drew Brees. And what that did for you guys, I don't know if you would have the startup that you've got right now if Drew Brees would have been cleared and would have gone to the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I agree. And technically, I think Nick Saban has slaughtered more people on the road than Columbus did.
Boom! No, that was a good one, actually.
Allegedly.
I feel you.
Allegedly.
That was a penalty.
See what Prime did there?
Get that goat out of here.
And that is 4 Downs today, brought to you by our friends at Slice.
Bajaya Brothers, 4 locations. Get in, see them. Great pizzas. Soul pie, it says here. Hot Mama. Sounds like a good place to go to lunch. You can get a slice and a salad, it says here. Daily specials every day. Lunch or dinner. Get into one of those 4 locations. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
Slaughtered more people.
Hey, when we come back...
That was such a good line.
How many more minutes we got on this?
30. Oh, just wait. Trash is next.
You get to read trash when we come back. Right here on TNR.
The NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah and Ryan Brown. DJ Football Weekly at Disrupt the Media on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the next round host a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation while sipping some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call. LT takes off the gloves for an in-depth conversation with stars like Taylor Hicks, presented by Redmond Vodka. Find those podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple, Spotify, and on our website, nextroundlive.com.
Football season is here, and Legacy Credit Card is just what you need to manage your spending safely and wisely. Credit cards offer better consumer protection against fraud when compared to a debit card, which is linked directly to your bank account. Legacy offers rates as low as 8.9% APR on credit cards compared to major card providers who advertise rates as high as 29% APR. Look no further than Legacy. Open a credit card online in minutes at legacycreditunion.com/join. APR's annual percentage rate, rates, and offers subject to change. See website for details. Federally insured by NCUA.
There are so many things I love about walk-ons. Authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine prepared fresh daily from scratch. A great beer selection and TVs everywhere to watch the big game every day of the week. And of course, they've got 2 great locations on Highway 280 and 119 and at Hoover near the Hoover Met. Walk-ons is also a great place for happy hour, 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. And it's an easy take-home experience for the family as well. Highway 280 and Hoover with walk-ons.
DryTech Water Restoration is a locally owned company that specializes in mold remediation, fire and water damage cleanup, and SteraMist services. DryTech's goal is to provide clients with expert guidance when dealing with any home disaster. DryTech's highly trained specialists are available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They will work closely with you and your insurance company to make sure the process is stress-free as possible. Call DryTech today, 205-637-0143. The moment you discover damage to your home, DryTech's team will handle the rest.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Spring weather is here, and our friends at Hemp Hill Services are offering a $69 HVAC tune-up plus 10% off any service call when you mention the next round. Call Adam, Chad, and the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Make sure your HVAC unit is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemp Hill Services, locally owned and operated independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemp Hill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. That's 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com.
All right, continuing on here in the next round. Lose this Caddyshack.
Post round for you?
Yeah, we're about to go back to Caddyshack, do a little trash. Our friends at Milo's want to remind you that they've got the loaded fries for you, where you can get the Milo's app downloaded today. Use the promo code NEXTROUND to get a free loaded fries. The Mexi fries with the queso, bacon, and jalapenos, or the saucy fries with 100% pure ground beef, grilled onions, Milo sauce, and queso. Download the Milo's app today. Use the promo code NEXTROUND. You get a free fry right there. And then we'll be telling you more about the chicken fingers starting tomorrow with our friends at Milo's. Download that Milo's app right now. After a good 18 holes, what do we do, boys?
Oh, you gonna pop a Bud Light? Yeah.
It's been a show. It's been a show.
You guys got beer here?
Yeah. McAfee gonna have him a beer.
It's been a show, man. It's been a show.
Has it been?
It's been personal.
Has it?
Yeah. It's been loud. What do you got, Pee-wee?
Loud, right.
Pee-wee, how's it been?
Loud.
I think it's been a little crazy. I couldn't do it all show, though.
Yeah, give them. They want a little bit more. Give them a little bit more.
Well, it kind of hurts your voice.
It does it?
Yeah, when you have to go into the different things.
In all honesty, that was one of your favorite characters, right?
I dressed up. I had a Big B Drugs Pee Wee Herman costume that was basically a suit that you tied in the back and the old plastic mask that smelled like ass with the rubber band. And I wore that for 4 or 5 consecutive years. Where the
wow, 5 straight.
Yeah, pants got a little flooded at the end and a little torn and frayed. But I had an unhealthy obsession with Pee Wee, and then he went to the theater.
All right, McAfee's back to do a little trash, and he's got a magic club. I'd rather you use a different club than that one. That one does not need to get damaged.
A lot of expensive stuff.
It's the only one I have that actually hits into the fairway for me. Every day on the show, we do trash. Today, McAfee's going to do it, and it's brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right. Honest to goodness, I just smelled. God, what's in my bag? It's like I smell
a little hashish?
No. This is a Stella.
Oh, it's a Stella?
Yeah, it smells a little like flour.
You thought
That West Virginia flour.
I thought someone had lit one up for a
The old
second.
devil's lettuce?
You tell me if you got some around. I don't know what the rules are here.
Hit it.
Tim Peeler thought he was calling coyotes.
Instead of them, him. This thing was 10 foot tall. He had beautiful hair.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
Do you leave every day to every segment to go do push-ups? Is that where you're going?
I have not done a push-up since this morning. So, I hate to throw this out there, but I think by now, you guys doing what I used to do and kind of still do, I'm in the 1% of America now.
Oh, you are.
So, I pay cash when I get my houses. But if you're like most people out there, you got to get this mortgage thing. Right now, it looks like our friends at Mortgage Right, buying a home, major milestone in life. I agree with that. Getting it right comes down to the right advice at the right time. That's why we're proud to partner with our friends at Mortgage Right, who do mortgages the right way. Locally owned and operated, awesome. Mortgage Right, standing by to help you today. Visit their locations, 280 Birmingham Parkway Drive in Leeds. You can apply. MortgageRight.com/TNR. Call 205-815-9200 NMLS 2239. Equal housing lender.
Would you call him a prime lender?
Ooh, Coach, I like that.
Hey, get that goat out of here.
Swag never stops with that man.
Right, it does not.
Never stops with that man. Where do you get this putter? Putt?
It was given to me by Ryan Brown.
The Black Series.
Uh-huh.
How's it do for you?
It's fantastic. That one and the club you had the first are my go-tos.
Just, I only play golf about once a month. It's about 2 degrees off.
Yeah. which is straight for me.
Okay, let's get to this. We're going to start first with offbeat holidays in November. Hard to believe October is wrapping up. Thursday, November 2nd, men make dinner day. I don't believe in that. Beautiful wife. We just get shit catered in.
Yep.
But that's
I occasionally make dinner.
Are you going to make dinner Thursday night? Are you married?
Yeah, man. Well, Friday night's date night, steak night.
I know you got to get off your feet, Dion.
Got to get off my feet a little bit and let her do the cooking. But occasionally I mix up a little dinner.
Are you married?
8 toes, they cook good.
Are you married?
God,
yes, I am married.
You going to cook dinner?
I'm not. I'm going to be here at the club. I'm going to get a pimento cheese sandwich.
Oh, Friday, November 2nd, National Wear a Jersey Day.
Whoa.
My old home fan base, shout out to the Colts.
Nobody wears more jerseys in Indianapolis.
Yep.
First time I took 2 girls home. Both had jerseys on. Sunday.
One of them was Peyton. Who was the other one? Oh, was
I
it?
see what you did there.
Eli.
Sunday, November 5th, daylight savings ends. We don't have to worry about that when I was in Indy. That was a cool thing about Indy.
Yeah.
Walk everywhere.
Never had to change your clock.
Nope. Everybody had jerseys on.
Hey, so the time changes Sunday? Is that what you're telling me?
It is. We get to fall backwards on Sunday.
God, I hate that.
That means we get to lose. It'll be about getting dark about around this time.
I know. It sucks.
National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day, Thursday, November 9th. You guys ever been to Popeyes?
Love Popeyes.
I have.
But now,
they've got a truff sandwich now.
You know who's got the best chicken sandwich?
Who's that?
Underrated? Our friends at Milo's.
It is a good one.
Milo's app's a great chicken sandwich.
Never heard of it.
Hey, you know what I say? Stop that bull junk and give me some of that.
Yeah, exactly. Get that duck out of here.
Get that goat.
Go. Get that
goat out of here. Stop that bull junk and give me some of that.
People have asked me before, is this your natural hair color? Yes, it is. I am not that vain. But Botox Day is coming up Wednesday, November 15th. And my wife has been talking to me, will you ever get Botox? And I'm like, if I need Botox, I'll get Botox. Thursday, November 16th, National Fast Food Day. I think we've talked enough food here. And then, I don't know if you guys like French toast. I'm a waffle guy.
Love it.
But Tuesday, November 28th, French Toast Day.
French toast is the best of the breakfasts. And I'm not a big breakfast guy, but French toast is the best breakfast.
Have you guys seen this?
You disagree, Dunaway. You like crispy bacon and
Prime. I hate disagreeing with you. I do love crispy bacon. I like a waffle better than I do French toast.
Yep.
Not a huge French toast guy.
Have you guys seen this movie, Killers of the Flower Moon?
I've heard it's awful.
I have not.
We had Scorsese on the show one time.
Right, big friend of yours, right?
It's a pretty boring interview, actually. I can make a movie, but pretty boring interview.
Well, I hear his interview reflects this movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's what people are saying right now. I hadn't had had time to see it. I used to have to take Ritalin just for a 3-hour football game. And
You did?
Yeah, I did. I
can't imagine.
I had to focus, but this one, it looks like it's 3 hours and 26 minutes. Hollywood Reporter has learned that there are isolated incidents of theaters that are actually pausing the film, and having their own intermissions.
I'd be okay with that.
Was your film too long? This is how you know.
I got no problem with this. You go out and check messages.
I'd rather
get you a cocktail.
I would go pee. That's what I would.
So do they pause it and they announce we got an intermission?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
No
I've never
problem.
heard of that.
Well, and the
Let me
theaters.
guess, Scorsese's upset about it.
Oh, you probably.
Oh, yeah. So this was going on until Paramount Pictures found out about it. They've shut it down.
Shut it down.
Yeah, these mom and pop theaters trying to do it their own way. I think they're paying for it. They should be able to do it their own
I
way.
agree. I mean, if I want to show it in episodes, you come back and come back 4 nights in a row. Go ahead.
We choose to show it as a kids movie. That's our choice.
So I went to this party the other night as myself.
Right.
You know, I don't like self-promotion at all.
Right, I've heard.
I mean, I wear this because this is very unique. I've always liked black wife beaters. I think gold dog tags are a good look. I don't try to bring attention upon myself, but I did go as myself Saturday night to a Halloween party, and everybody thought I was Eminem.
Oh, no.
I thought you were Eminem.
Yes.
Very confusing.
Yeah, it's really weird, but it looks like Eminem's infamous pasta shout-out in the Lose Yourself opening. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. It's coming on the shelves. Just like I told you, I've got my own marinade coming on the shelves.
Mom's Spaghetti?
Mom's Spaghetti is actually going to hit Detroit. It's already been out in Detroit, but it's going to be dropping all over the states nationwide. You can order online. Jars, Mom's Spaghetti, pasta sauce, 25 ounces.
Hey, Josh, did you do the Mom Spaghetti logo?
God,
oh, shit,
buddy.
that was today?
Forgot we had to do a logo.
Hold on, give me 10 minutes.
Yeah. Wait, that's the logo?
That's the label.
Dude, when you guys see the McAfee marinade logo,
you're going to love it.
I'm trying to get the degrees back. 2 degrees off.
Yeah,
it's about a degree off now.
I was just thinking of the guys on the 3rd floor who have to be looking up right now wondering what the
Oh,
hell.
it's I think it's a realtor down there.
Yeah.
They don't work.
I would say this. When the show's over today and I watch you leave out the window, McAfee, that's why they call it window pane. I'll be sad when you leave today, man.
Bet you will.
Well, you
I
are
heard this
such a roll
Jim
to
guy is a big fan of Pat McAfee.
I am. I
Because of
love
my
McAfee.
energy, my uniqueness.
McAfee and Dan
I don't
Patrick.
try hard. That's what you like is it's natural.
I love McAfee,
It's natural.
Get that goat
My
out of
man
here.
Goat out of here.
My man Brian. Police in Florida arrested a woman after she was allegedly caught driving a car with the same color scheme as a police cruiser. She reportedly said that she had her car painted that way because she fell in love with the color combination.
What, is there something wrong with that? Does she have lights on it too?
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then that's,
fell in love with it.
that's impersonating an officer.
That's going to be a problem right there.
I read a thing years ago that you guys had like a local preacher that posed as a cop or
Oh,
something.
we did, yeah.
He was pulling people over.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to him?
That is a really good question.
I don't know.
I hadn't heard his name in forever.
They need water over in Africa.
That's what he said. Then what they were concentrating on, Rexstar?
Yeah, like there's more important like problems in the world. There's like water in Africa.
Yeah,
Like,
get
get
one of
on
the
that.
people in Africa.
So the car also had to protect and serve written in tan letters on the side.
Yeah. Now we're going too far.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Now the troopers identified the woman as 28-year-old Julia Pukachev. She told troopers she was test driving the vehicle. Now, Pukachev told troopers she had purchased the car at an auction. And I don't know what they did. What'd they do to her?
Lie stacked on top
What'd
of
they
lie.
do? This story's getting boring. What'd they do to her?
I think they confiscated the vehicle. She
Oh,
said
really?
her and her
Okay.
husband run a security firm. They're starting up a security firm, so I want to just steal the car.
Yeah, I think I'll just do a police car there.
So, house in San Jose, Shitty City. I don't know if you guys have ever been. Northern California.
We have been, yep.
I'm a Southern California over Northern California guy.
I hear you.
But a house in San Jose, dubbed the Meth House,
Look
is
at that.
going on sale for $1.5 million.
Maybe. I bought a meth house.
They like solar energy there, Brown?
You think, Jimmy D?
Yeah.
I mean, that's substantial.
This house,
It's a Lego unfinished.
this house they're showing right here, it is raided by police and the FBI back in March. Now the home is for sale. Listing says it has, quote, an inactive meth lab and meth contamination.
It's got an inactive pool, too.
Look at that pool, man. Harbins would have to clean that thing they'd have to dig it up.
Oh,
that's a deep pool.
So earlier this year, authorities arrested Peter Karzasev. He's living there with his wife and 3 kids.
Sounds Russian.
Wow.
They rushed him out.
Hey! Penalty on that.
Get that goat out of here. Is that it?
That's all I got.
That's
all I was given.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by McAfee and our friends at Mortgage Right.
Yeah, Mortgage Right, buying a home, major milestone in life, they say. Getting it right comes down to the right advice at the right time. That's why you guys are proud to partner with Mortgage Right. They do mortgages the right way. 205-815-9200, NMLS 2239, equal housing lender.
All right, so you guys, while you're here, as Rusty says, everybody hit that thumbs up button,
That's
like
right.
and subscribe. We appreciate you guys watching today. This hour brought to you by our friends at Champy's world-famous fried chicken. We'll talk some college football and put a wrap on today's Halloween show when we come back right here. Champy's chicken, by the way, hand-cut chicken fingers, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and so much more. Champy'sChicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Going to a big football game? Walking around all day? Then you'll want comfortable shoes. This is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Score a touchdown with a new pair of ultra-comfortable running or walking shoes. Come to the New Balance Birmingham store. I'm telling you, we'll make sure you have a perfect fit and we'll treat you like the starting QB. Our job is to make sure your feet are happy. Visit the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. Your feet will thank you.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at New Life Art. Daniel A. Moore has completed his original full-color oil painting honoring Bryce Young, Alabama's 4th Heisman Trophy winner. This painting depicts the memorable Heisman-worthy go-ahead pinpoint pass to John Mechie in the corner of the end zone as the Tide dismantled the vaunted Georgia defense in the SEC championship game this past year. Use code TNR for 15% off. You can order online at danielmooreart.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Red Wing Shoes is pleased to announce the ultimate fit and comfort savings event during the month of October. Mention the Next Round and receive a special discount of up to $30 off. Visit your local Red Wing Shoe store in Pelham or Trussville to have your feet electronically measured. A certified fit specialist will then recommend the proper footwear and orthotic to ensure you receive a comfortable pair of boots or shoes. So be prepared as the fall weather begins to change. Enjoy a pair of classic Red Wing Pecos pull-ons, Heritage Iron Rangers, or Vask hiking boots from Red Wing.
Hey, if you're looking for Birmingham's best pizza, you need to stop in and see our friends at Slice Pizza and Brew. It's as local as you can get, from the ingredients that go into every pizza to the beer on tap. For a great lunch or dinner, go see our friends today, Vestavia or Lakeview at Slice.
Final segment of the show brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services there.
Looks like last day for this, for the month of October, which ends today. I don't know if you guys know that. October's got 31 days in it. I wish it had 40 because it's such a good month. But 0% for 60 months for qualified customers, plus free Wi-Fi upgrade, 10-year labor on any system replacement. These guys, reading right here, 1954. Plumbing, heating, cooling, Adam, Chad, Andrew, hemphillservices.com.
All right. College Football Playoff Selection Committee will unveil their first rankings tonight. ESPN, 6 o'clock, I assume?
I think that's probably right.
Probably a good
Somewhere
guess.
around there.
We've got our projections we'll get into in a little bit here. But Brownie has a developing story. By the way, Hunter says, I really wish the phone lines were open. Tyler from Spartanburg is trying to call. Since it's Halloween, should we open up the phone lines and see if we can get Tyler from Spartanburg?
Brother, I would let him talk. Hunter, I would let him talk.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see if I can find that number. 205-734-0923 if Tyler from Spartanburg would like to call. 205-734-0923. We'll see if we get to Tyler from Spartanburg coming up. Oh, it's ringing right now, Roxar. Imagine that.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Tyler from Spartanburg coming up. Brown, you have a developing story.
Adam Rittenberg, Pete Thamel, ESPN, reporting that Central Michigan is investigating photos that show a man resembling Michigan Wolverines staff member Connor Stallions on their sideline for the September 1st opener at Michigan State. Their athletic director says in a statement to ESPN, the school became aware of the photos late Monday. The man resembling Stallions is dressed in Central Michigan-issued gear, standing alongside team's coaches, wearing a credential that allowed him to be between the 20s, which is reserved for team personnel, trainers, players, coaches, people like that.
Why would Jim McElwain allow this to happen?
McElwain, I don't think he's got a Harbaugh connection. I think he's got a Michigan connection, though. I think McElwain coached him.
I don't know if you guys saw this game. It didn't matter who was. They could have drafted 11 of me. They won 49-0. They did not need this. Michigan State
makes it even more puzzling that they went to these lengths. I would agree.
But what I'm starting to believe is that last year maybe Brian Kelly was given some Alabama signals. Maybe some others were given Georgia signals. Some were given Clemson signals. Some, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Oh, look, there's the picture.
Yeah. By the way, Jim McElwain, wide receivers coach at Michigan. I'd forgotten about that part.
Hey, is he the
wide
guy in the
receivers coach at
shades?
Michigan?
No, he is. Is he the guy in
Yeah,
shades?
yeah.
That is him.
Yeah, let's try to be really low key about this. Night game. Let's put him with the big goatee. I mean, look, if you have a goatee, you're not trying to get attention at all. Do I have a goatee?
You got a goatee, yes.
And he's got sunglasses on.
This is pretty crappy, man. This is getting crappier and crappier.
Well, I mean, for Jim McElwain to actively participate.
Yeah.
And now McElwain's probably going to say, look, I was a friend of Connor's. He just wanted to come hang out. I told him he's got to wear our gear on the sideline. I did not know what he was doing.
I thought he was trying to live a clean life after being on the back of that shark.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, this is bad for Michigan, don't you think? They've got him on another team's sidelines against one of their opponents.
Is that one of the Alabama broadcast guys with the headset on there? What's that guy's name? Chris Stewart? Profile?
A little bit. What's that guy's name?
Dak Prescott over his shoulder on the other side.
On that sleep number last night.
All right. So that's pretty crappy.
That
man.
is pretty crappy. I agree. I mean, Harbaugh, it just keeps stacking up on this guy.
Let's go to big Clemson fan. Tyler from Spartanburg is next. Tyler, welcome into the show, man. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. This is Tyler from Spartanburg. And, the guy that I really wanted to talk to today isn't there, but maybe Pat, maybe you can relay a message to him.
I've got him in my phone. What do you need, brother?
I appreciate all that, what NTLT does, giving out plays every day, free plays on the show. And, the locks, Lance the lock, $3 a day, hey, $100 a month. Boy, they're starting to look like Apache. We all know how he did.
Yeah, I've heard he struggled last few days.
Why are we, the subscribers, getting the Chargers released after the game was over and the outcome was decided? And
this may actually be Dabo calling back here.
Yeah, look, we're gonna have to take that. We're gonna have to take that up with MT when he gets back.
Tyler from Spartanburg. I'll do what the Clemson play-by-play guy didn't do.
Which is what?
Thanks for your call.
Thanks for your call. We got that stuff to get to.
So wait, you guys have got a guy that's got a service that he puts out plays after they win? That's a joker move. No, you guys
That's a good play, Tyler, from the back
I
row.
remember when I first started in the business, you guys leg up from where I was.
Oh, we're in front of where you were when you started?
It's beautiful.
That's encouraging.
Thank you.
We're a little
and you got beer.
Means a lot. Means a lot. Let's do our playoff projections right now. Forrester has those. Little T has built them. These are the way we would vote tonight, right? Not what we think the committee's going to do. This is the way we would vote tonight. Who's first? Pop it up. That is mine right there. I didn't know this, but Mine is identical to the Associated Press
Wow.
poll. Georgia is one for me. I think they flexed their muscle against a good Florida team this past week. When they have to, they have a different gear than everybody else. You can dog Michigan's schedule all you want, but Michigan's really good. I put them at 2. Ohio State, they've won 4 games with their defense this year, scoring 24 points or less in 4 of their wins. They have wins against Notre Dame and against Penn State that are impressive. Florida State has looked unreal at times. Great win against LSU. The win at Clemson doesn't look as good, but I like Florida State. And I've got to keep Washington ahead of Oregon, even though I think Oregon's a better team. Washington beat Oregon head-to-head. Put them at 5, and I put them at 6. Just outside is Texas at 7, and Alabama at 8, and Oklahoma at 9 for me. And that Oklahoma loss to Kansas is going to ride with them this week, and I know you, McAfee, think maybe they lose to Oklahoma State this week.
I do. I think Oklahoma State, that's a dangerous game. Bedlam this year.
Well, finally, Bedlam means something.
Yeah.
Who's next? Who's next on their top 4 right now? This is Ryan Brown. Ryan, walk us through yours.
All right, so I've got Michigan number 1. I fully realize Michigan has played nobody, right? I fully understand that, but they are beating teams the way championship teams are supposed to beat bad teams. Georgia number 2, they've been a little bit inconsistent this year, but the 2 best teams they have played, they've played their best game against, Kentucky and Florida. Now, when I say the 2 best teams they've played, and I say it's Kentucky and Florida, it tells you a lot about Georgia's schedule as well. Florida State still has one of the best wins of the season, that opening win against LSU. They have struggled at times themselves, but they've also been quite dominant. Good win at Clemson. Doesn't look as good as it does now. Good win against Duke. I like Florida State. And now here's where it's going to get a little bit controversial.
Oh, wow.
I got Oregon in front of a team they beat and Texas in front of a team they beat. It just boils down to this. When things are even, when all things are equal, I think head-to-head matters. All things aren't equal right now. Oregon's a better team than Washington. Texas is a better team than Oklahoma. I try to educate you. Just because a team wins on a given Saturday does not make them better than another team.
You got to play the games for a reason, though.
You do play the games. Hey, I'll tell you what. Washington's got another shot at Oregon if they keep winning. And Oklahoma's got another shot at Texas if they keep winning. You know what, Jim? If they win those games, you know where they're going to be? In the one that really matters, the one at the end of the season.
This seems like this is all about you. As somebody that doesn't self-promote,
very promotional.
This
very
seems all about you because I saw these games on the field.
Right.
And I'm one of those that believes in head-to-head.
Right. I agree. Let's see Lance's head-to-head.
Very personal.
So Georgia number 1, they've won 25 consecutive games now. What are you going to do with them? They're like a beast last weekend.
Playing nobody.
Ohio State, 2 top 15 wins. Florida State, look, I don't think they're better than Michigan, but based on resume, I think Florida State should be number 3. Number 4 is Michigan. In my opinion, still best team in the nation along with Georgia. I've got to go Washington based on the head-to-head. And then Oregon is playing outstanding football right now. Again, all of this will not matter towards the end of the season. There will be attrition. Things will play out.
So how do you think it plays out? I'll go with you first, LT. How do you think it plays out? Because I've got an opinion on who I think's in the playoffs.
What do you mean you think tonight how it plays out or at the end of time?
At the end of the year. When the playoffs are set.
2 teams aren't losing in the regular season. Now, there is a team in Georgia that has an opportunity to lose once they get to their championship game, but I think Michigan's going to win out. Whoever, if it's Michigan or Ohio State or if Penn State slides back in, that championship game is going to be a complete massacre. But I think Michigan's going to win out. I think Georgia's going to win out in the regular season. And even if they lose in the championship game, I think Georgia will find a way in. I think the Big 12 is going to be done after this weekend. I told you, Bedlam is going to get rid of Oklahoma. And I think Kansas State, the way they're playing right now with multiple quarterbacks, they get Texas, and that will be it for the Longhorns.
My point, Brown, and I sort of agree with what McAfee's saying here, is SEC and Big Ten, their champions will be in. And I don't think either one gets a second team in. Florida State, I don't think loses. And then I think Oregon doesn't lose again. So I think it'll be an SEC champion, a Big Ten champion, Florida State, and Oregon.
I can see that. Yeah.
That'd be my 4, probably.
Yeah,
if I had to bet.
I think Oregon is playing as well as anyone. But this schedule is still going to be difficult down the stretch because Oregon State on a given Saturday in the Civil War. And, hey, I talk about Bedlam's going to be bananas this week.
You think
so will the Civil War? When's Oregon State going to get an opportunity at Oregon again?
You think
Big Brother's taking off. Yeah. They're taking off to the Big Ten.
You think DJ Uiagalelei against that Oregon defense is going to do anything? Come on.
Well, we'll see. That's why they play the games.
What do you think, Brown?
I tell you what I think is really, really interesting as it pertains to this, and it really affects Oregon, is Washington has struggled over their last 2 games. And they get USC, and now USC also has struggled. But when USC puts it all together, they can beat anybody in that conference, obviously. That's a game to watch this weekend. You give Washington a loss, now all of a sudden any runway they've got is gone, right?
I think so.
Oklahoma lost all their runway.
People forget this too, Prime. And you're in the conference, so you see this week in
Every
and
week.
week out.
Every
Or
week.
you don't, because I tried the Pac-12 Network. It's a riddle to be able to get on there.
You don't have an Uzi?
I've heard about this Uzi thing. But you look at USC, they got 2 losses, but only one's in conference.
That's right.
They beat Cal this past week. So if USC wins out, you know who's in the conference championship game? USC. They've got something to play for.
Their problem is they get Oregon next week. I would believe that with USC. If they could beat Washington this week, they've got a shot at being in the Pac-12 championship. But they got Oregon next. I can't imagine them beating Washington and Oregon.
I'm not about
weeks.
self-promotion at all.
I've heard that all show.
I'm not, but I have said all year that USC will beat one of these 2 teams in back-to-back weeks. I don't know if it's Washington. I don't know if it's Oregon. It's one of them.
I think maybe Washington Saturday.
Love seeing your comments over there in the chat room as well. We appreciate all of you being part of the show today on our Halloween special. And stay tuned to our social media platforms. Everything at Next Round Live as we move throughout the day. Any developing news on the NFL trade deadline or any college football news considering Michigan. Little T will have that for you right there at Next Round Live, both on Instagram and on X. That hour of the show brought to you by Champy's, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Coming up, we do this thing called a Mystery Fifth Hour. And you're about to get a special episode of the Mystery Fifth Hour. It's our Halloween special. It's coming up at the top of the hour. You don't have to change channels, re-click a different link, anything. Just stay where you are right now. Our overtime today is the Mystery Fifth Hour. We're back with you again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Hey, welcome in to another edition
Jim
of the
Dunaway,
Mystery Fifth
Lance
Hour. Back
Taylor,
here in Birmingham. Last one we
Ryan
did before them.
Brown,
If you're watching
and
these in chronological order, you saw us at the Old River Grill at the Floribama with our buddy Steve Powers. But the original gang is back together. That is the Rockstar, Sean Henniger. Welcome in, Rockstar.
Morning. How are you?
We
That was
missed-
only a week ago today.
Yeah, a week ago today. We missed Rockstar. He was. We were doing some construction here in the Disrupt Media Studios.
Lost my feed for a little bit.
Lost Rocky's feed for a little bit.
Couldn't have me on. I'm sorry,
Yep,
guys.
that's unfortunate, man.
It's all right.
You were there in spirit, though. We poured one out for you.
What'd you pour out?
Bottle of Clorox.
They gave you, okay.
That is Jim Dunaway. I don't think he's ever missed a Mystery Fifth Hour, have you?
Oh, yeah. I've been on vacation a couple of times.
I thought we shot in advance. I don't think you've ever
Maybe,
missed one, man. I think
maybe.
you're the Lou Gehrig and Cal Ripken of Mystery Fifth Hours. That is Lance Taylor. I'm not sure he's missed one. He's got the Lakers kicks on.
Rams.
Oh, excuse me. Rams, you're right. It is.
I mean, there's no purple. I mean,
Well, I'm sorry, Lance. It's the Rams. They don't even play this weekend. Well, you already got the Rams gear on.
I've been
Playing ahead.
wearing these for a couple of months, and the
Playing
Rams
ahead.
don't
Play this weekend?
Who? The
Yeah.
Shorebirds? I bet you they do.
Yeah, I bet they actually do.
I bet the Shorebirds
They
do.
don't. I think minor league wraps up Labor Day weekend, right?
Oh, that's true. Jim could be right. They might be putting the end of the season right
Yeah,
now.
but they're
called
playing
up-
this weekend.
They've already called up the prospects.
You think Shorebirds made the playoffs or not?
Yeah.
They gave us these shirts when we were in Ocean City.
Yeah.
They brought them
Jackson
to us.
Holiday got
Yeah,
called up.
your boy Jackson Holiday. I'm Ryan Brown. Thank you for joining us. Give us a thumbs up if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, not just the Next Round YouTube channel, but the Disrupt the Media, the Bama Pods, the War Down Pods, all those things. Please subscribe to those to set your alerts so you know when we drop new, fresh content. Follow us on all social media, and you can start at Next Round Live and then go from there. We appreciate you joining us. As always, the Mystery Fifth Hour is presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental. If you need a car, van, or truck, rent from McCurry. McCurry Van and Car Rental is the local rental company you can depend on. All kinds of vehicles to choose from, including trucks, SUVs, and passenger vans. They make it easy to rent. They get you in and out fast with locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, and Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call and reserve your rental today, 256-559-1003. That's 256-559-1003 or McCurryRentals.com. As we record this, it is a Friday. Coming up on Monday, we've got employee number 13 starting with us. We will introduce that employee to you on Tuesday's show. But we are growing here, and employee number 12 has brought some great ideas, including the topic for today's Mystery Fifth Hour. That's one thing about when we've added employees, we've added fresh views and ideas, right?
Yeah. So it used to be one of my favorite holidays. I did notice
Labor Day coming up.
I noticed a couple of weeks ago walking in a local grocery store that they already had Halloween candy out. I thought I brought it up. Maybe I brought it up on the next round.
You brought it up on the next round?
Yeah. I'm one of those, I'm trying more to live in the moment. I think you're like me. You're always thinking about the next step instead of enjoying where you are.
Oh, I've never been happier in my personal life than I am right now.
Okay,
Absolutely.
well, that's great. That's great. Anyway, my point was going to be when I walk into a grocery store.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm sorry. I'm celebrating with you,
Dabo.
Dabo.
September today. Don't rush me to the end of October.
Who said that?
No, I'm saying when I see Halloween candy, it's already rushing me.
Well, I was in Lowe's. I had to go to Lowe's the other day, and my youngest daughter was with me. She's 9 now. And they had, this was back still in August. And they had the
yesterday.
Well, no, but it was like a week and a half, a week ago, and they already had the Halloween decorations out, and she was like, they've already. I mean, she was super excited. They got them up, and I just had to run pick something up in one of the aisles, so I let her peruse the Halloween decorations. She was having the time of her life. In fact, she called me over. She said, "Got to come see this one." So little kids love it, but as an adult, I'm like, that did feel a little bit early.
Let's take it back to the consumer business part of it. Say if Next Round had a Halloween edition store, when would you want to roll that out?
When would people start buying it?
Yeah, that's
well, that would be my key.
Usually September 1st.
Okay, all right.
I will tell you, one of the reasons we're doing this, a little shelf life for 2 months. No, I do think black, that's a polarizing color combo.
What, black and orange? Yes, it is.
You've got it on.
I got it on right here.
Not in Corvallis or Baltimore.
Yeah, Lance is right, or Jim is right. Or where were the Shorebirds?
But you don't see a lot of people outside of team gear wear black and orange together. Would you give me that?
Hoover Bucks?
No,
team gear. That's team gear.
Outside of team gear.
No, Lance is right. I mean, like, it is not a color combo that you just pick to wear to church. I'm
say
gonna wear my orange shirt and my black tie to church.
I say we do a mystery fifth hour T-shirt, black and orange.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah. Try it out, roll it out.
So, see if people buy it.
So it used to be one of my favorite holidays. It was just an excuse to dress up, get drunk, have a good time. But the older you
get... How many
get...
things do you say is an excuse to get drunk? I can't tell you how many times.
Dress up, get drunk, have a good time.
Well, the dress up part.
Yeah.
What's the occasion right now?
The Mystery Fifth Hour.
Mystery Fifth Hour.
Friday.
It's a Friday.
It's Friday, fucker.
He got his Lakers shoes on, man.
Yeah. But I used to like Halloween a lot more, and maybe because we used to throw an annual Halloween party. I used to go to Halloween parties. I don't do anything, and this year Halloween is on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how excited I am about Halloween. I used to like it when my kids are done trick-or-treating. That was fun. But once you're to that point where you're not going to be doing anything and the kids aren't going to be doing anything and little fuckers are going to be ringing your doorbell and you got to get up and give them candy.
Can I tell you a funny memory from Lance? This is back when we were in radio, and Halloween fell on a Saturday. And as I remember it, USC had a really big game that night, on that Saturday night, yeah. And Lance was like, hey, is everybody going to do Halloween on Sunday? And like,
it was Monday because Sunday you got the NFL.
Yeah.
It was like everybody's doing Monday, right? For trick-or-treating,
But I can't remember. It was either Saturday or Sunday that Halloween fell, and you were like, you just brought it up on the air, like everybody's doing it on Monday, right? Like, no, I think everybody's doing it on Halloween. You're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. It's college football. And like, yeah, as it turns out, the little kids don't really care about that. They just want to go get all their candy.
I do remember it was one of Lane Kiffin's biggest wins. Probably his biggest win at USC was over Oregon. And it was on Halloween.
Yeah.
Cam Newton caught a touchdown pass on Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Dunaway's right.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saban was born.
On Halloween.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla Ice was born.
I'm with
Desert. Better career, Vanilla Ice or Nick Saban?
No.
That's gonna be Saban. Come on, that's not even close. I like. I do like it when Halloween falls in the middle of the week. more than on the weekend. I'm with you on that. But just because it's like a bonus for the kids to get to do it on a weeknight.
Yeah.
The weekend they have fun anyway, but a weeknight, that's like a fun weeknight. So it is better when it falls on a weeknight. I 100% agree with you on that one.
So outside of the venture that we do here, so we started dressing up 2 years ago on the show, so this will be our third year.
This will be year 3.
But before that, the last time I remember dressing up was when we were at Odie's.
As the,
and we all dressed as skeletons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of other people dressed up. It wasn't
So
very
you and Will and Lance were the only
We
ones?
were all dressed up in glow-in-the-dark skeleton PJs.
Yeah. And we had everybody bobbing for apples that night on the stage.
Yeah. Those weren't apples. How long ago was that? That had to be like a decade ago.
That was 2013.
First time I
10
ever
years
called
ago.
mono was at a elementary school, middle school, junior high.
Bobbing for apples?
Bobbing for apples. I think they just flipped the apple around. You had to bite the other side. I don't think.
Oh.
Can you imagine all the shit you can get today, bobbing for apples?
Can you imagine?
That is a weird thing that became a thing.
Yeah.
Bobbing for apples. Like, we're just going to put a bunch of apples in a bucket of water, and you got to stick your face down in there and see if you pull it up.
I mean, some people go all the way under to get the apple.
I wonder what the origin
Took it all the way to
is
the bottom.
bobbing for apples.
Oh, I'm sure it goes back. Like, I'm sure people loved it back in the day, like in the 1920s when nobody had any entertainment.
Or the 1800s in
Yeah.
Cowboy Land, Little House on the Prairie.
See, I couldn't bob for an apple right now. My teeth would come out.
I think Laura Ingalls was good at bobbing for apples.
Shimmy's the best.
Oh, yeah.
Those pointed teeth.
Freddie
No,
Mercury.
it's just something in his bio.
Freddie Mercury would have been good.
Freddie Mercury.
Without even
dominant.
moving his.
I know.
Yeah.
You know how to get
Stab
the
him.
face in. He's got the teeth in there.
He's spearfishing. Where are you guys on Halloween, though? I think it's like middle of the road now for me.
I enjoy it. All right, so I'm going to give you a good and a bad. I like it because all the kids are excited, right? And it's just a fun time with the kids, and all the kids enjoy doing it. I like it because normally now, here in Alabama, this could be different, but normally it's a nice, cool night. Now, there's been Halloweens where it's been like 83, and it's just too hot to be out there.
The last Halloween Jack ever trick-or-treated on anyone is Steve from Stranger Things, and it was freezing. We did it in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was absolutely freezing.
Yeah, yeah. I've got that one street, that one family moved, though, Lance, that did the hot dog bar. Do you remember the hot dog bar?
Oh, yeah, I remember the hot dog bar.
We used to have a family that would do a hot dog bar in their front yard. They'd have a bowl of chili. It was like several couples would come together and do it. And they'd do the dad would be he'd be standing there.
I misinterpreted this.
He'd be grilling hot dogs, and he'd pull them off the grill and put them in that little tray, and you can get all you want. And they'd have chili and relish and everything. It was fun. They moved, so no more hot dog. Because that street was like Mardi Gras, wasn't it, that I took you on?
Where'd they go?
I really don't know. I didn't know them except for their hot dog bar. So those are the positives. The kids are excited. Normally the weather's good. The negative is, and we jokingly kill Dunaway for this on the show when he tells us how far along college football season we are. But I know it starts November, which is the last month of college football. Yeah. So like that next day you're November 1st, and you're like, man, I only got one more month of college football left.
I'm not a big fan. I've never liked it. Never done a ton of parties. Never been a huge Halloween fan. Never went to a lot of parties growing up.
I was
Guess
never
in
invited to
college,
a lot of parties.
in college we would have, I think out of the 5-6 years I was in college, we probably had 3 fraternity parties on Halloween.
Well, we're on that first phase of parents get to pick what the hell the child wears for
That's right.
Halloween.
Yeah.
So Nancy got to pick last year. He was Charlie Brown, and I'm supposed to pick this year. We're still waiting on my decision.
Well, let's workshop this.
He looks like Buzz Lightyear to me.
He is not. He's not into Toy Story. He is obsessed with cars, and he's not going to go as Lightning McQueen. But that's the one movie we watch probably 2 or 3 times.
And there's no real humans in there to dress them up as.
Mater.
He could be Mater.
Yeah,
Bob for Apples is Mater. But it's my decision. So that's kind of cool. But it's also like he has no idea what's going on. He's still at the point where he's just dressed up and uncomfortable and itchy. And Mom gets to have fun taking 6,000 pictures. Our street does a cool thing where like the Vestavia Fire Department comes with a fire truck and everybody walks around the neighborhood for like a half a lap, and then we have to go to somewhere else. It's just a big to-do, and it's on a Tuesday night this year, so I'm super excited about that. And the fact that, because now it's a triple combo. It's the wife and I and Cord, so we get to all dress up.
So your wife makes you dress up?
Well, to the extent, like last year we had, him being Charlie Brown, she bought hats. One was Woodstock and one was Snoopy. Where I was Woodstock, where it's just a beanie with a Woodstock
with the
hat.
feathers.
Yeah, and that was my costume, and she had Snoopy. So like that was the extent of our costume last year, just regular clothes and that. So it's just like, and he's just sitting in his stroller like, shit, what the hell is going on? on, and it's like a loud fire engine. So I'm super excited about how trick or treating. I was Pee Wee Herman for 4 or 5 consecutive years with my Big B Drugs outfit. And what's weird is that a lot of people actually texted me on Ryan from Odie's texted me, "I'm sorry for your loss," when Paul Rubens died, because he was like a childhood hero of mine.
The story broke during the show, and I brought it up thinking you might actually be a little bit sad about it.
Well, it is sad because he was Conan did a whole remembrance speech on him, episode on his podcast, and Paul Rubens was such a weird guy, but he was so sentimental. Like he said, like for his birthday, for people's birthdays, and he was really into like cartoons from the 30s. If you ever watched Pee Wee's Playhouse, he'd always play a cartoon from the 30s. And he said that Conan said whenever it was my birthday, every year I would just get nonstop GIFs all morning, all day, and all night from Paul about cartoons. Like he wouldn't stop. And Paul said, like, I do that on purpose because I know I'm overdoing it, but there's several people in my life I will do that for, and you're one of them. And it's just like to be in honor of this hero of mine from CBS, from doing the children's show. Like, such an original concept of being a 9-year-old in a 50-year-old's body. I don't know where that came from Halloween, but
well, you dressed up as him all the time.
Yeah, I was sad for the loss of Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
He was trying to get he's been pitching for the longest time to do a Dirty Pee Wee movie, and he just never got a pitch. Whereas like this is the adult version where I want Pee Wee to like be super perverted and everything, and that was going to be the pinnacle, but never got it made.
But we'll end up getting a biopic on Paul Rubens.
Who's going to play Paul Rubens?
I don't know.
Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. What's his name?
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons. He would nail it because he has the look.
I don't think he's that good of an actor to pull that off.
He's typecasted now. He is that guy from Big Bang.
Yeah, I mean, he did Broadway for a while.
Yeah,
he's probably a pretty good actor.
He's typecasted.
He's 50 years old, by the way, which...
And that's the same with Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens was like 73, 74.
No, he wasn't.
He was born in 50, yeah.
Yeah.
He was that old, really?
Hey, so Cord, a Dalmatian, you and Nancy Fireman.
Could I not be Cruella DeVille?
You could be. That would be kind of a twist. I'd let Nancy do that if I were you, but...
Why?
Well, I mean, she's a female.
Okay.
Why are you going to dress up as a chick?
It's Cruella DeVille.
Who's the dude in 101 Dalmatians?
I don't know. He's super skinny blonde.
I thought it was two like thieves that work for...
Yeah, you're going to need somebody else to go with you. Yeah.
What are y'all doing Tuesday night?
I'm tied up.
Doing what?
I'm going to go trick-or-treat with my little kid. She still enjoys
I
doing
will
it.
FaceTime my son. I'll let him know that you got busy stuff to do.
If you want to come to the neighborhood, we don't have a fire truck that rides around in our neighborhood and do half a lap.
Will you give me the gate key?
Do you guys ever believe the urban legend where people put a razor blade in an apple?
No. Why would you do that? What's the payoff on that?
Did you believe it?
Of course I did. Of course I did. I mean, I thought about it. It's funny. It sticks with you. I thought about it the other day in that trash story when the guy was putting poison under somebody's door. I said it on the show. I said, don't go to that guy's house for Halloween. No telling what he puts in his
But he was being vindictive to his neighbor for a reason, which is not inexcusable, but still, like, I don't want to, I just want random kids to bite into an apple in my neighborhood that has a razor blade in it.
Yeah, that one really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So I never understood that. And then there was what was the urban legend? They say, watch when you're pumping gas because people are putting syringes under the lever and the gas that it's going to have. You're going to have AIDS needles under every time you pump gas. So watch it.
And if you flash your lights at a car, the light, it's a gang initiation. Yeah. And they're doing it this weekend. I remember like early in social media.
Special.
Like early in social media, like, hey, this weekend, that's the big gang initiation weekend. Now, if you flash your lights, they're going to be killing some people.
Is it the first Saturday in March already?
It is. It's a big weekend for us.
Do you ever hear the story of like random hookup and you get up and written in lipstick on the mirror?
Welcome to AIDS.
Yeah, welcome to the wonderful world of AIDS.
Yeah. The best one though was the guy the person that wakes up in the bathtub of ice because they've stolen their organs.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would suck, but like I remember people would swear that that's a true story. I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. They stole their organs, and they get enough ice, A, to fill a bathtub. That is a lot of ice. And B, they're going to go to the great care of keeping that person alive.
Yeah, they're going to sew you up.
Yeah, they're going to sew you up, put you in a bucket of ice.
I think they just took one kidney.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They're not greedy.
Yeah, I don't want to sell both of them.
Yeah, they're not killers.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, that you've got the skill to cut somebody open and steal their kidney. I mean, let's start there. I doubt that that's like a easy thing to do. Like if I told you got to steal somebody's kidney, you think you cut somebody open and steal their kidney? I wouldn't even know where to cut.
I could get your heart out. But.
Yeah, maybe.
I was one of the memories I have of trick or treating. One of the last memories I have of trick or treating was like third grade. This stands out. We went to one of my friends, his neighborhood over in Hoover, and we had the pillowcases. And we went to one random house, and a lady had a bowl of popcorn, and she did the handful of loose popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Handful of loose, like almost like shit. There's kids tonight. Like we gotta do something. And a handful of loose popcorn in your.
I remember getting pennies.
I remember getting toothbrushes and stuff like that, but a handful of loose popcorn.
Pennies. I just give out edibles and condoms when they come to bother me now.
Bother me.
We would get these, like it was like almost like a ball of peanut butter.
Oh yeah.
Rolled with popcorn on the outside of them.
Here, do something with this.
Nobody ate.
No,
would it be in plastic, Jim, or they just drop it straight in?
No, they'd wrap it like cellophane.
Oh yeah, me and the Flints would fire it back at their door after we walked up.
Would it explode? You didn't like the popcorn ball?
Hell no.
You know how much effort went in them to make that?
Anything homemade. What I liked, and you never see it, is the full-size candy bar. My ex-wife's former neighborhood, there was one dude that gave out nothing but full-size candy bars.
Pretty easy to do with Costco these days. Just go buy them at Costco.
Yeah, but it's still got to be kind of expensive compared to the minis, right?
Yeah.
Compared to the minis, but
the full size.
Never be that guy.
Yeah, it seems like you're being generous there, but I got to be honest with you. As a parent, when I do the candy tax on my kids, I like that mini candy bar. You just pop it right in there, just one bite.
I don't, because you end up eating so many of them.
16 of them. Like, well, at least I want a full bar.
I know,
but 16 minis.
No, but Jim, do you do the math? Like, okay, how many of these minis equals an actual full
I just
bar?
get tired of all the little wrappers sitting by my chair as I watch football games.
Yeah, I think it's like 5.
Yeah,
Following weekend, I'm like, God, I'm just sitting here eating 18 Rolos with 2 Rolos in each one.
Oh, you don't like Rolos?
Caramello is the king. Rolos just suck.
Rockstar, you came to a couple of my Halloween parties, I think.
I
but I used to have on every TV, I have a different Halloween movie going. So I used to be into Halloween a little bit.
Somebody made haystacks, and I made.
You made liquid haystacks.
That's when Bethany, the ex-wife, made the haystacks. She was good at
I had
that.
a trip to your bathroom. I had a trip to Chevron on the way home from your bathroom. I had a trip to Shell from the Chevron to that, and then a trip to a Texaco, and then 2 more trips at my house.
Your car drinks gas.
I mean, that was a long way back to my house.
How far was the drive?
It was from.
Was that where you live by where the dude hung himself?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was about a 25-minute drive, and I had
So
to go
in
from the
25 minutes
interstate
you had to
31 to what?
And he had a girlfriend with him.
In 25 minutes, you had to stop 3 times.
Yeah, like to the point where you think you're done. I went at the Chevron,
Yeah.
right by the Superior Grill, and then I was like, I think I'm done. I get back in the car, and then we made it to Acton Road to the Shell.
Right.
And then I'm not done. Then we made it to 31 to the Texaco.
So what got you?
It's the haystack.
What's in the haystack you think that got you?
I don't know. Sometimes like some kind of there's a dessert.
It's like toffee and peanut butter.
It's butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
I remember Leighton said she got sick that night too, but I think she did the opposite end. I was on the back end, she was on the front end.
I'd much rather be on the back end.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not that many times though, and I remember.
It does get a little burning down there at some point.
Yeah, it kind of hurts like you're wiping with sandpaper and tree bark, but that was not a good night. But that was one of the Lance's Halloween parties that stuck.
Hey, were you just popping the haystacks left and right?
Oh yeah, well, I was like, it's one of those things where these are good. I remember going upstairs to shit. Like nobody was eating them. I was like, these are amazing.
You had no idea they just turned.
Did you feel that? What is that? Where's your bathroom? Just downstairs. No. Where's your bathroom? So that was a fun night.
You think about you're just eating those haystacks left and right, not having any idea they're turning your stomach inside out at the time.
I've had that problem. I've improved a little bit. I remember I played years ago.
Was that at Lindley's party?
That was another party.
Yeah.
I destroyed
our former coworker, Lynn?
Yeah, I remember him. He was like, I got to take a break.
She got her first house.
Right.
And she wanted me to play for like 6 of her friends. That was fun. And before it started, I had something before, and I was like, where's your bathroom? And she's like, well, everybody's using this one. I was like, nope, where's your bathroom? She's like, well, there's a guest bathroom upstairs. And I went to the guest bathroom upstairs and destroyed it. And it's one of those things like, tick.
Oh, no.
Tick, tick. I just put the toilet lid down.
Yep.
And I let her know that, like, hey, somebody before me must have destroyed your toilet. But the one I was thinking about was I was playing this couple's party. I don't know if it was an engagement party or something. I know it was during the day. It was at Homewood at somebody's backyard. And I just got hit really bad. And they said that, I said, where's your toilet? And everybody's saying, no, where's your toilet? So they took me to the master bedroom, this old house. And there's a window. It's on the second story, and there's a window right eye level of the toilet that there's no shade. And it's, what are we looking at? Everybody in the backyard. So you just see my head just being like this. And they had a note on the toilet that said, please do not stop up this toilet. It's a very old toilet. So I'm like, please.
So you're just constantly flushing?
Just me like, just
pulling a Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, just sweating. But
He's
just
on
like,
the
I can't block. Like, it's almost like they literally can, like, I look out and they literally can see me. Like, I don't think anybody's like looking at. This dude's taking his shit. But, that was a bad night. I know lots of stunk stories.
On social media last night, somebody had moved back in on campus, and there was a party going on outside of a dorm room, and there was a shade pulled down, and you could see the silhouette of a young student, a young girl going at it while the party's going on downstairs.
Oh,
it's just a silhouette.
Awesome.
And everyone's like shooting their video at it and screaming, y'all didn't waste any time. It's our first weekend on campus. And those legs are in the air, and it's just a perfect silhouette.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Nobody's got any clue?
Shout out South Carolina.
Hey, did you ever have an issue, Black Jacket?
There's one issue. On the opposite end, we were playing in Pensacola. I think I've told this story before. And there's an amazing taco place that's next door to the Sanger Theater, like literally across the street. And I had ordered it. If we had to be, our meeting is always, if the show's at 8, the meeting's at 7:45. We talk about everything. And so I had till 7:45, and it was like 6 o'clock, and they took forever to get, I got 2 tacos and a cheese dip. And they took forever. I didn't get my tacos till 7:30. And I'm hauling back to the dressing room and just wolfing this stuff down. And we're in the meeting, and I'm going, I keep burping, and it's awful. And then the first song is one of the hardest songs for me because it is, I start it and I sing it, and it's nonstop. I don't take breaths for secondhand news. I don't like the song, but it is a lot of back to back to back to ba boom ba boom ba boom. We get on, I start playing, and I have the meat sweats. And I start singing, and in my head, I'm going to autopilot because I've done the show so many times. I'm in autopilot. I'm going, I'm about to throw up.
Oh, no.
And so I feel it coming up, and then I'm thinking, in my head, I'm thinking, what do we do? Because we don't talk during the show. Like, do I just leave the song and just go backstage and throw up and just not come back? Or do I throw up and try to continue?
Oh, puke and rally?
And the whole time I'm in autopilot just singing the song just from muscle memory. And I think...
What song is this?
Secondhand News. And Dreams is next. So I was like, okay, just get through this because Taylor has the lead song next. So I'll have to do is sing harmony. Just get through this song because I was freaking out. I was in... You're panicked because you're in front of all these people, and I'm like, I'm about to lose. I'm going to throw it in the hole of my guitar.
Would you rather throw up on the stage or shit your pants?
Throw up.
Yeah.
Throw up. But I got through it, and then I remember third of the way through Dreams, I felt like everything was just going down. Like it was like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. But that was probably the scariest moments I've had.
That would have been embarrassing.
On the tour, I had a couple spots. I think Sacramento, I had a pre-show meeting that was pretty devastating, but I made it.
Devastating. That is the Mystery Fifth Hour. It's presented each week by our friends at McCurry Van and Car Rental. If you need a car, van, or truck, you rent from McCurry Van and Car Rental, the local rental company you can depend on. All kinds of vehicles to choose from, including trucks, SUVs, passenger vans. They make it easy to rent. They get you in and out fast. They've got locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, and Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call and reserve your rental today, 256-559-1003. That's 256-559-1003 or McCurryRentals.com. That's McCurryRentals.com. Please give us a thumbs up on YouTube, and if you have not subscribed and set your alerts, please also do that and find all of our YouTube channels at Disrupt the Media, War Down Pods, and Roll Tide Pods, all right there on YouTube under the Disrupt Media page there. Thank you for joining us on the Mystery Fifth Hour.
See ya.